To impress the lady in your life, trust me, you're going to win with Lee Michaels. LMFJ.com.
If you've been injured, it doesn't matter if you were hit by a big truck, a smart car, or anything in between. I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12671. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, July 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 99. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show at 8 a.m. in studio. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome in OTB. Wednesday, July 26, 2023. Rolling right along today, the first day of practice for New Orleans Saints football camp. Camps around the league. How appropriate then that in hour number 2 we'll have a couple of guys, and Jake and Matt, who went through this quite a few times. So we'll explore that, talk about it. I got a lot on the docket for flestering today. It's going to be a very good flestering. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Jake, how are we feeling today?
A little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm the only person that can find their way to have a cold in 100-degree weather.
That's funny that you say that. I didn't realize you felt that way because you must have, I don't know what you and Caitlin have been up to, but you must have passed that to my wife and children as well. As it is running rampant in my house right now. I continue to slalom between diseases as I've avoided the stomach bug that everybody's dying from. I've avoided this cold.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that my immune system can continue to be the elite, unstoppable force.
It's showing
that
off
it
right now.
apparently is. I know. So I'm saying I'm surrounded on all sides. It's like when I went to Cabo right before COVID broke out, and we were basically surfing that COVID wave to make it back to America. Mario, how are we feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Made it to hump day. Excited for the football. Good vibes over here.
What about you, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Dog slept through the night.
Look at that.
First time since I got it. So how about that?
Hell yeah.
Look at that, dude. And here it begins. I think did we have this conversation Friday maybe when Jake was out?
Yeah, a little bit.
About how buying a dog really is like the first
stepping
baby
stone,
steps
yeah.
to having children. And a lot of those things that you're engaged in now will be the same things, only more so. So it's good to hear, dude. Sleep through the night. Hell yeah, man. Congrats to you. Let's dive in. I want to start with a little LSU football. Wilson Alexander has a piece in The Advocate this morning, Jake, that I really enjoy. And because of that, I want to engage in what could either be considered the most lazy or the most timeless of content creation, which are reactions, right? You see react videos all the time on YouTube. They've existed for far longer than that. I mean, hell, if you grew up listening to WWL radio in the morning back in the day, I feel like all it was reading the newspaper a lot of times and then adding like just a dash of opinion. So Wilson today wrote 5 LSU football players with the potential to have breakout seasons. I want to see kind of where we agree, where we can expound upon, and maybe if you have some other names on the list. First up on the list, I believe, would be the most obvious. I don't even know that we need to stay on it too long. Very obviously, Mason Smith, right? Nobody has a higher talent ceiling to less on-field opportunity than Smith did. I mean, he was great his freshman year. He was first-team All-SEC freshman. I think he had like 4.5 sacks, maybe in 9 games, somewhere around there. And then we all know what happened last year against Florida State. Mason Smith is going to be if he stays healthy, a household name by the end of the year.
Yeah, this is an easy one. I mean, this is somebody that was an All-American candidate before the season last year. He's dominating for the few plays that he's in there. You see it, you get excited, he gets hurt. But, I mean, the fanfare he came into LSU with. So, yeah, this one is a pretty easy one. I mean, you have to include him on the list because he wasn't out there last year. But this one is one that's almost as guaranteed can be if he stays healthy.
Next on the list, he has Savion Jones, who was third on the team with 4.5 sacks last year. Of course, Jones number 35. If you saw the giant number 35 out there, it's 6'6", 270. He has all the size. He flashed on film last year. I would agree with this. Second D lineman on this list thus far. I am interested to see what role. Well, actually, I want to explore D-line as a whole at the end of this because I think you're going to see kind of a theme develop. But, yeah, I think Savion Jones is someone, Jake, who was probably a bit underappreciated contribution-wise last year. Because you had the game-winning plays of like Harold Perkins and B.J. Ojolari to kind of suck up all the oxygen in the room. But Savion Jones, a really solid year last year that could build into being like one of the SEC's better defenders.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see kind of where he plays and where he lives. And I know he's going to play, obviously, defensive end, but how much are you going to use him as a rusher? How much are you going to use him to set the edge? And we've talked about it a little bit, but, you know, Ali Gay last year, he was somebody who's going to play in a 5, and he was going to kind of set the edge. B.J. Ojolari was going to be the guy that got after the quarterback. I'm not sure which one of these roles they see him in. He does feel like he could be a little versatile, maybe, you know, play both and be counted on in both. But he's a name that we do forget, and I'm left hand up, that I forget about when we're talking about edge defenders.
But, like, whenever we came in here from watching film, we would always be like, oh, you know, like Savion Jones had some really nice moments. Wilson has Brian Thomas Jr. as one of the potential breakout players. Of course, Thomas, 2 very similar years thus far. In fact, I was kind of shocked to learn how similar. 28 catches, 359, 2 touchdowns as a freshman, 31 catches, 361, 5 touchdowns as a sophomore. So very similar seasons. I mean, I think the wide receiver room as a whole is poised for a breakout year, because I think that's kind of been the entire focus of the offseason is more explosive plays, pushing the ball downfield. But, Jake, if I was to choose one wide receiver, or who would you choose if you could choose one? Would it be Brian Thomas?
I mean, obviously, we know who this is. We've seen him do it. He's had big moments. But if you're talking about breakout, it's, you know, more than just a couple of highlight reels, which he's been fantastic in that. And I think he is somebody that in the red zone can be your number one target.
Yeah,
because
and the 5 touchdowns last year would
incredible, you know, at high pointing the football. But like we're looking at 28 for 359, 31 for 361. I think he has the potential to be in the 600-yard range. And obviously, like if you get him in that range, and that's going to be very beneficial for you, he'd be more than just a red zone touchdown guy. But I mean, yeah, he could be the number 1 receiver in most places. And he's probably going to be your 3.
How do you feel about Kyron Lacey? I feel like Kyron Lacey's got some momentum with him right now. Is he? I mean, do you see him as wide receiver 3 going into this?
He might be 2.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at. I wonder if Kyron Lacey might not be my choice to break out. I mean, somebody's got to replace the Kayshon Boutte catches from last year, 48 for 538. And then some, because, again, I think the whole room's going to get more. So there's a couple of names, I think, from that room that you could engage in. Wilson has Sage Ryan on this list. It's tough to choose one player from the defensive backfield because you could almost choose anybody, right? Like, is Denver Harris going to be able to take advantage of the talent that he has? Will it be somebody like Terrence Welch, who really shined in the spring game? Deuce Chestnut, the all-conference transfers from Syracuse. So there's a lot of opportunity for kind of a relative unknown in the secondary to make a statement. Obviously, I think fans hope Sage Ryan because he was a 5-star. It's such a big deal, and did play last year, but you know he struggled at times for sure.
Welch might be where I would have made my selection, not only because of what he did in the spring game, but just what you hear around the program. I mean, he came in to LSU obviously with a lot of fanfare. Now, not as much as Sage Ryan. Sage Ryan was a top 65 player in the country, and he's had moments, good and bad.
Yeah.
Like he's had some definite polarizing moments out there, and you're looking for him to just, I think, be steady and to be somebody that is consistent and somebody that you can count on. Because there's been times that you can count on him, but there's also been times where it's been a little bit of a liability.
Yeah.
So you're waiting on him because the talent is there, but you're waiting on him to put that full season together, or at least like a full 4-game stretch, and then another 4-game stretch where he's out there, he's your nickel corner, he's going out there and playing the way that you know he's capable of playing. But I think Welch would probably be my answer if I'm choosing a defensive back, because you've got a lot of transfers. I mean, J.K. Johnson, Denver Harris, a couple of guys, Deuce Chestnut that you mentioned. I mean, you got Alexander coming over from Southeastern as well. Like, those guys have not been here. Not to say they won't be really good football players, but Welch is somebody that signed with you. You're trying developing. We talked about developing players yesterday. So he's somebody that I could see at the end of the year being a starter.
Yeah, and in terms of what year is Welch?
Sophomore.
Now? Okay, true sophomore, do you know, or redshirt sophomore?
I believe
the only reason I ask is because Sage Ryan, this will be his redshirt sophomore year, and if you're talking about guys making a jump, that year 3 is generally a really good time to see that jump made because you've been in it for a while now. So and he will likely be your nickelback. And then look, and then Wilson's got a couple more D linemen. Excuse me, one more D lineman in here with Jacoby and Guillory. And so I think we could almost move away from the breakout players convo, Jake, here, and move it to a D line conversation because we have Guillory, Smith, and Savion Jones in this list. You think about like Parashan transferring in, the new recruit Deshaun Womack. You still got Quincy Wiggins there. Obviously, Mason Smith and Mekhi Wingo. I have 2 questions for you because there's a lot of pieces. They can play a lot of different places. And Matt House talked about that in the spring, how versatile they can be personnel-wise.
Yeah.
What do you think makes sense for a 3-down front right now? Like how it's a bit odd. Do you have a more like traditional nose like Guillory as your starting nose, or do you put like Mason Smith in the middle? I mean, I'm guessing Mekhi Wingo would be.
I mean, you could have Wingo and Smith as the tackles, and you can have Guillory right in the middle.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, Smith has real rush ability.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously a defensive tackle that can do all the things you have to do. He can play the 3. He can play a shade on the center, 1-0, whatever it might be. But he can line up. I mean, he can line up in a 9 if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that kind of athlete, and he could go out there and talking 9 technique. I mean, that's incredibly outside the tight end, and basically go get the quarterback. He could do that.
Yeah.
He has that ability. So when you start talking about being creative, I mean, Guillory does give you the biggest body because Mekhi Wingo's not a big guy.
No.
Now, he's a stud. He's an All-American. He's strong as an ox, but he is not a big, huge body that you put in the middle of that defense. That's what Guillory has to be.
Yeah, he's a 3 tech. Aaron Donald's like the same way. He's not overly large. He's not your traditional nose. He's a 3 tech. So okay, I kind of agree with the 3 down. Now, what about when you do go 4 down? Or sorry, sticking with 3 down real quick. And then what do you have? You have Savion Jones as kind of your
who'd be the next
edge defender on one side and kind of 3-4 setup, and then
if you're going to go big for sure.
And then who would be playing kind of your jack backer there?
That's where the competition has to play itself out in camp, because you've got the guys that you listed as far as freshmen. You got Ovi coming over from Texas.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not sure who's going to win that battle. I don't think it's settled right now, and it's probably the one that in training camp I'm going to be paying attention to more than any position battle, because there's not a clear front runner either, at least in my opinion.
No, I agree. I mean, I love just like kind of mathing this out. What about 4 down? That more traditional kind of 4-3 front. I'm guessing. See, now that's when maybe I would put. You put Wingo as a 3 and Smith as your shade.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Savion Jones would be your.
And then again, the other side of it would be who's going to win.
Yeah, who's going to win
battle.
that weak side defensive end battle. And then you saw, like I said, you still got Quincy Wiggins that could potentially play inside or out. And you could bump Smith out and put Guillory again in that shade in the 4-man front if you want. The point is, for a defensive coordinator as creative as Matt House and somebody who's used to the NFL and how multiple you can be in the NFL and how creative you can be, it feels like he has actually a pretty nice D-line room to play around with here.
So, like, Quincy Wiggins is somebody that's 6'6", 265, a lot of fanfare coming in here. Like, where does he live?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to be his role? Because we're expecting him to really have an opportunity to play last year. Didn't quite work out. Look, you're a freshman. Like, nobody's going to hold that against you. But, like, kind of where does he live? Because it's a name, and this happens all the time, that we get excited about. We don't really see them when they're young players, and then we not forget about them, but we don't place them in kind of the pecking order on the depth chart. So he is a very interesting player, obviously, from right down the street here at Madison Prep. And then, like, another name to pay attention to is Jalen Lee, who's coming over from Florida. Now, went to Live Oak, obviously, so he's from here, but goes to Florida, and now he's back, and he is a defensive tackle. I mean, he is going to be right in the middle of the defense. He's never going to line up on the edge and rush the passer. He is 6'3", 320 pounds.
Ooh, that's a nose right there, Bo.
That's somebody, again, like, you brought him in from Florida. What can he do? Because he goes with Guillory as more of your true defensive tackles. Because Mason Smith is so versatile, like, I give him something different. And same thing with Mekhi Wingo and his size, like, and his versatility. Like, he's not what we're talking about. Like, that is your true. Put him right there in the middle of the defense, and
eat space,
what can he do for you?
You got to do that. I mean, if you're Jalen Lee and these other big space eaters, like, you're kind of like the offensive line of the defense. I'm not expecting you to get TFLs. I'm expecting you to essentially block for the linebackers and free them up so that Harold Perkins and Omar Spates can take advantage of their skill sets and come make the plays in the backfield.
You also brought in Jordan Jefferson. Yes, Jordan Jefferson from West Virginia, 6'3", 305, so a little bit smaller, but still would fit into what we're talking about as far as a defensive tackle. Now, remember last year.
Nice rotation there, Bo.
Yeah, remember last year there wasn't a rotation.
No.
Once Mason went down, I mean, it was Jaquelin Roy and it was Mekhi Wingo with Guillory sprinkled in.
Yeah, Wingo played 30 more snaps than anybody in the country.
That was it.
Any D lineman, excuse me.
And the highest rated D lineman.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle.
Ooh. Yeah, put some respect on the Iron Tiger. Some fun LSU football talk there. Thank you to Wilson for kind of serving as the foundation for said conversation. But certainly exit this conversation much more excited about the defensive line than I even was, a couple of hours ago this morning when you start thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, I think once you figure out the edge position, then that's where you start to really get excited. Now, you've got candidates, you've got guys, certainly you brought in from Arizona, from Texas. You've got some of your highest rated freshmen also coming in that played that position and kind of play that jack backer. And I think they have a real opportunity. Like, I think they're going to give the young guys a real opportunity to go out there and win some snaps.
Hey, check it out. If you're a fight fan and you're looking for something to gamble on, I mean, you could be betting on this Women's World Cup like I'm sure Jake is. Or, Jake, do you do MLS? Have you got an interview in
do now with
on
Messi
or anything? We'll talk a little Messi later on as he just, continues to blow you away. But if you're a fight fan, two boxing giants facing off this Saturday, and DraftKings is your place to get in the action. The welterweight title's on the line as Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford are going to battle it out. And check it out. If you bet $5 on the fight, download DraftKings, promo code Baton Rouge, all one word. You bet $5 on the fight, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. And look, if you're an MMA guy, of course, you can always bet on that. And if you're a returning customer, remember, you can always juice up those paydays with the same fight and same game parlays. So don't miss out on the fight that everybody's talking about. Use the code Baton Rouge, all one word, Baton Rouge, $5 bet on the fight gets you $150 bonus bets instantly. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/boxing terms. Licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-426-2537. More OTB when we return.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Hunt Palmer. I'm with you all week long. Tune in tomorrow for Wednesday's show. We're going to talk a little fantasy football. Also, we're going to continue our talk of LSU and the New Orleans Saints. So tune in 1 to 3 p.m. here on 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I don't think we talk enough about how dumb it was for Bill Belichick to try to make Pat Matt Patricia, the OC under second-year Mac Jones last year.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of gets a free pass. Like, that should be, if that was anybody else, we would be memeing it constantly. Like, that is got to be in the all-time bad decision coaching Hall of Fame, which, boys, don't look now. When do y'all think the last time Bill Belichick won a playoff game was? What year?
2017.
Taylor?
I think it's 18.
It's 2018. 2018. Coming up on 5 years if the Patriots don't manage to
Wait, what's been
win a playoff game
different
this
these past 5 years?
Well, has it been all 5? Has it?
Brady left after 19.
Yeah.
19 was his last year.
They got knocked out in maybe their first playoff game by who was it in 19 that got him? Chiefs, Bills? I don't know. But yes, no. I mean, the point stands. Obviously, right? Belichick trying to prove that he can do it post Brady, the same way that Sean Payton trying to prove he can do it post Breeze. And anytime you see relationships like that break up. There's a new NIL law being proposed. Again, we're going to run through this. This is from Tommy Tuberville and Joe Manchin, a couple of senators that have football experience. It's called the PASS Act. And here's a summary of what it would seek to do. No pay for play. The bill would ensure an equal playing field by prohibiting NIL from being used as inducement. The bill would also require boosters and collectives to be affiliated with the school. Health and safety. The bill would provide coverage for sports-related injuries for uninsured student athletes for 8 years following graduation from a 4-year institution. Larger schools would be required to pay for such expenses for a period even after the student leaves the schools. Protecting student athletes off the field. The bill would establish additional protections for student athletes beyond the playing field and beyond the classroom. Talking about financial literacy, et cetera, et cetera. Overriding transparency would strengthen oversight and enforcement of NIL activities as non-student parties involved with the activities would be required to register and make their contacts public. Think about this like basically the same way that if you want to be an NFL agent, you have to get accredited. They'd be doing a similar thing on the college level, which that's a move that I think is actually doable and would make a lot of sense. It would establish national standards for all NIL activities. The bill would ban endorsement contracts for certain industries such as drug paraphernalia, dangerous substances, gambling, et cetera, et cetera. Transfers, the bill, how about this? They would look to kind of dial back the transfer portal. And student athletes would not be able to enter the portal in their first 3 years of eligibility without penalty, with some exceptions for like family tragedies and stuff along those lines. This all sounds very good, Jake, but real quick, I'll point this out. In terms of what it's actually saying about NIL, all it says is the bill would ensure an equal playing field by prohibiting NIL being used as an inducement. Again, the problem is how. You can say that, but how? How do you prove what is an inducement and what is a legitimate advertisement? That is what I have yet to read. And until you can prove that to me, then like all of this is kind of a nothing burger to me.
Yeah, I mean, this is this actually second time in the last week where there's been a bipartisan group of U.S. senators that have proposed a federal law that would, try to, air quotes, help college athletics. And so I'm not really sure, T. I'm not sure that anything right now, because it is so far gone and away from what it used to be, and it happened so fast, I'm just not sure that you can dial it back to this extent. Can you dial it back some? Can you maybe do a little touching up here and there? Maybe. But I just don't think, like 3 years, you're going to be at a place 3 years before you transfer. I just don't know that that's going to ever pass.
No, I don't think so either. Maybe if like the coaches would sign something as well, but like Taylor says, you're a coach, not a player. Either way, I don't want to stay on this too long. But again, like somebody, if you really want to impress me with one of these bills, lay out a plan for how you can prove pay to play. And if you can do that, then we can have the conversation. Also, I didn't realize this. Apparently, there's been like a dozen of these bills that have been
this
proposed.
Is the second one this week.
Yeah, and none have made it past the first step of legislation. So we'll see. Jake, I want to ask you about something. I want to actually no. Let's do this because I think it's a long conversation. So I'll do that next. Another tidbit of college football news, guys. I don't know how Michigan's going to make it, but Jim Harbaugh suspended for 4 games to start Michigan's season. A veritable murderer's row of games. The craziest thing about this story to me, though, Jake, is first that the NCAA still has power to do this. As I just thought the NCAA was completely feckless. I think Michigan's being a little, look, we lived through the Will Wade saga. Okay, you can't cooperate. I think Michigan's being a little too cooperative here. If they really wanted to fight this, maybe they could have just by being bigger a-holes. But they're like, all right, whatever, let's just get it done with. But Harbaugh not getting in trouble for the violations themselves, as they were kind of whatever. We're talking about like meeting with a recruiter in a dead period, texting outside of allowable time period, like nothing serious. But then like your parents or your school when you were younger, the NCAA finger-wagging Harbaugh saying, it's not what you did, it's that you lied to us about it when you did it. And Harbaugh's like, I didn't lie, I just don't remember. Which, I mean, would you remember sending a text outside of allowable time text periods? I don't know. But whatever. It looks like Harbaugh's going to miss the first 4.
Would you, T-Bob? Would you remember?
Hell no, dude. Absolutely not. 0% chance.
Oh.
The other thing they had was like coaches watching players' workouts via Zoom. I remember coaches watching players' workouts via security cam, via closed circuit television.
Yeah, I remember them watching via the top of the Tiger Stadium when we used to work out there.
Yeah, like, what are we talking about? So I think this is all kind of a big joke, and it's made even funnier by the fact that Michigan plays nobody.
Yeah, and I'll tell you how big of a nothing burger this portion of it is. Like, go to ESPN.com right now, click on NCAA college football. In the top headlines, not in there right now. They've got, what we just talked about on there. They've got FAU selected to win the SWAC after the rat video. They've got a Notre Dame story, a Miami story, Northwestern player skipping Big Ten Media Day, Jim Leonard joining Illinois as a senior analyst.
How about that, dude?
And then another story about Notre Dame.
Defensive coordinator. I mean, a guy who was up for NFL DC jobs, though. That's a hell of a get for Burt and company.
Yeah, it is. So they feel like that's a bigger headline right now than Harbaugh missing 4 games. The only part that has a little juice to it is the offensive coordinator and the tight ends coach potentially going to miss a game or 2 as well.
Wait, hold on now. The only part, I think you missed the part that has actual juice. What's game 5? You got the schedule pulled up?
I'm going to assume it's Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. And where are they playing?
I'm going to assume Lincoln.
Uh-huh. And so, once again, here we arrive at the Corn Hub kernel of the day. As the college football subreddit pointed out yesterday, this is the potential storyline, Jake, where Jim Harbaugh's out. Michigan dominates. It's 4 home games, 3 group of 5 teams in Rutgers. I mean, it's all easy. But in Jim Harbaugh's return, Matt Rule has the chance to set the tone for the new age of Nebraska football and pull off an impossible upset in the Corn Dome, in the Cornhouse, in the cornfield, in game number 5 in Harbaugh's return. Really spoil Jim Harbaugh's glorious return for all those Wolverine fans.
Now, know this as well. Jim Harbaugh is just suspended for game day. He can be with the team until midnight on Friday night. So he can literally go through meetings. He can have team snack. He can go to the movie with them, whatever they do. So from midnight on Friday until 11:59 on Saturday night.
Is Harbaugh the most likely candidate to try to pull a Bobby Valentine?
Yes.
And just go out there with a mustache and try to convince people that he's not Jim Harbaugh? I feel like he would have to be near the top of the list of guys that would actually try to pull that off.
Coach, you got the same Dockers that he wears on. Like, those khakis are very noticeable.
He's like, no, not me. Not Jim Harbaugh. Look at this mustache. All right, when we get back, I want to talk about the state of running back in college, right? Talked about on the NFL level. How different is it in the NCAA? We'll pick Jake's brain next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. Speaking of NIL, the Gordfather of NIL continuing to get it done with your favorite athletes. You see the billboards with Dylan Cruz and Coach Mulkey and all the women's basketball team and Trey Morgan, just all your favorite players, man. When we've talked to him here on the show, and Kate Beloso talking about what it meant to him to to be a part of the G team. Okay, so Gordon getting it done for these young, talented student athletes that deserve to be compensated for their skill sets. Also getting it done for you in the courtroom. Okay, follow him on social media at Get Gordon. Call 225-888-8888.
Yeah, make that call anywhere in the state of Louisiana. Just put the area code before the 8s and they can help you out. You can always get help right now on the website, getgordon.com. We tell you every single day you can have a chat right there on the website. If you can't get to the phone right now, you can always find out what they're doing on all social medias, including x.com, T-Bob's favorite. Getgordon.com, get Gordon and get it done.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special. Grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart...
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll get you an update from Saints training camp and the absolute latest from ACC and Big Ten Media Days. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on tonight? Gonan T going on tonight, Oliver Twist. And then afterwards, U.S. Women's National Team going to take on the Netherlands in a rematch of last World Cup's final. Once U.S. won 2-0. Okay, trust tree admittance here. I feel a bit like the Chris Pratt meme. I have no idea where, when, or what is going on in the Women's World Cup right now, and at this point, I'm a little too afraid to ask.
It's Australia and New Zealand.
Okay, so that's why the times are so fun.
Yeah, split.
Just can't wrap my head around it, dude. I haven't they just feels like it's all happening like ships passing in the night, like in the dark or something. They're on that island full of criminals. Then that makes sense. Not New Zealand. I love New Zealand. We're talking about Australia, of course. Much like the state of Georgia, both founded as penal colonies by former criminals. So quite literally, the descendants of criminals. Jake.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, it is how I feel. I've always been very anti-Australia.
Yeah, I feel that.
Love the Netherlands.
Netherlands, I believe, in the FIFA rankings are number 9. U.S. is still number 1, so tough match, but U.S. should be the favorite.
Yeah, top 10. All right, let's talk running back real quick, Jake. This is something that Aaron Murray asked me on Snaps, and I thought was actually pretty kind of intriguing, which is,
After you drug tested him about his USC take?
I know you do not agree with our USC bullishness. I remain very, very high on Lincoln Riley. And so I don't know if it's this year, but long-term we'll get it
Do you think a team out of the ACC or Pac-12 has a better chance of making the college football playoff?
I get what you're saying. Probably the ACC because of less competition. I mean, one other fun thing we did yesterday was rank Pac-12 quarterbacks. And when you do that, you're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like the Pac-12 easily has the best conference of quarterbacks.
Yeah,
and
it's not close.
Even the teams that don't have a starter decided have like genius offensive minds behind them that should be able to get good numbers out of that position.
I think either option they have.
UCLA, I would put Stanford. I'm a huge fan of the Troy Taylor guy. The more I read about him at Stanford, just in terms of offensive theory. Kenny Dillingham, offensive resume is incredible. How about this? Kenny Dillingham became the first ever Arizona State alumnus and former player to become head coach. So for the first time in their school history, they have somebody who actually came up in the school and loves the school. So whatever. I get what you're saying. Like the Pac-12 will likely cannibalize itself, almost assuredly. They do it every single year, but we'll see. Where that maybe works in any Pac-12 team's favor, though, shout out Huskies, let's go, would be if you do make the run, you cannot get held at the playoff. And you might even have a little bit of wiggle room that maybe some other conferences would not this year. Let's talk about running back, though. Let's say you have finite NIL resource, which everybody does. It's not infinite, right?
Yeah.
Even if you don't have a salary cap, like eventually you're going to run out of money. In the NFL, we'll be talking a lot about how you just don't commit to running backs for various reasons. Do you find that to be true when it comes to college football?
Yeah.
Really? See, I kind of feel that I am of the opinion that that running backs still have massive value in the college game because you don't have to worry about a second contract. They are young. They're in their prime where you can run them and they can hold up. And again, even though this is a bit brutal, you're not necessarily too worried about saving them for the NFL or anything like that. And I feel like it's a level of football where a running back can still carry your team and be the heart and soul of your team. I mean, quarterbacks can, quarterback, obviously, guys, quarterback's a position, but like, look at Kenneth Walker at Michigan State just a couple of years ago. Or Clyde Edwards-Helaire playing like 90% of the snaps for LSU in 19. So I know it's more rare, but if I had a guy that I felt was like transcendent, like a Bijan Robinson, like Texas wasted Bijan Robinson. That should have been the key to a much better football team, but because Steve Sarkisian's not the guy, it was not. But no, I would still commit heavily in running back if I thought I had my guy.
Yeah, I would commit to it, but I just don't know. I mean, when you look at some of the leading rushers in the country, like what did their team really do? Can you play that position at an elite level and get your team to the promised land? I'm not sure. Like when you obviously like Clyde Edwards-Helaire was crucial in what LSU did and the success they had, but he was a part of it.
Yeah.
Right? And it was Joe, it was Jamar, it was Jets, and it was Claude. Like, it was the totality of that offense. Like, when you look at some of the leading rushers in the country, like Chase Brown, you know I loved him from Illinois last year. He was the 4th leading rusher, and he got his team to a point where they had an opportunity against teams like Michigan, but at the end of the day, they were 8-4 football team that played against Mississippi State in a bowl game.
I would say, yeah, there's only a couple examples in here. Like Blake Corum would be the main one.
He finished right outside the top 10. I mean, Deuce Vaughn for Kansas State, yeah. I mean, I can get behind that.
I would say Tajay Spears for Tulane.
Probably the best one.
Right?
Probably the best example of a player that led his team to where they ended up the season more than any other player on his team is probably Tajay Spears.
So maybe it is increasingly rare. Like back in the day, it used to be running back. You could build championships off 1,000%. Maybe that is increasingly rare. I still think the overall point holds that this position is not devalued on the college level. Like it is hugely important and can be hugely successful.
I don't think the position in the NFL is devalued as far as the play. I think the individual is devalued. So it's a different conversation. Like, I think they just assume that they can get not anybody off the street, but they feel like they don't have to spend the resources to get the value that they get from the position. People still want to run the football. People still need a pass protector. People still need to throw it to the back out of the backfield on 3rd down. But it's the individual who's catching and running and blocking. They feel like they can get that person cheaper. So that's where the devalue comes from. It's not from, I think, just, hey, we don't need a running back, let's go 5 wide. I don't think that. It's same thing in college football. Like Quinshon Judkins for Ole Miss, hell of a football player. Ran for right at 1,600 yards last year. I think he's really, really good, right? But, they had Zach Evans, who also ran for 1,000 yards last year. They're expecting Bentley to kind of pick up where he left off. So even a player that I think might be the best returning back in the country, like, they've had other guys that kind of stepped up and had production as well. So I think it's more about the position than the individual, which, I hate, but you're still going to have a running back in there. Okay. How many snaps in the NFL do you think next year will be true 10 personnel?
Not
less than 25 in the total league.
Many. Yeah.
So it's not the position. It's just the individual. When you pay that person at the NFL level, when they take up your cap, it's not what you want. You want to spread that to quarterbacks, to receivers, to tackles, to edge defenders, because you feel like, well, if our guy gets to a point where he's going to get paid, it's fine. We'll just draft a guy in the 4th round. And he'll be on a rookie contract, and we'll be fine. We'll save money there. And then on the college level, when you're talking about NIL, people want to see quarterbacks. People want to see receivers. I mean, there's other positions that are underneath running back, but I don't know that running back, even Bijan Robinson, like, yeah, he had a mustard deal. Like, he had a couple of, but like DJU, who was a very subpar quarterback, like, he was in Fayetteville, not Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. But I would, I know, for sure. But that kind of gets to the point that, like, I would rather commit those resources to a Bijan, but that's also using the benefit of hindsight. Last note here, very interested to see what Bijan does with the Falcons, because you could see a situation develop where maybe running backs work their way back into the 1st round because you're like, okay, there's actual value in maybe getting an elite guy on a rookie deal, and then you say goodbye and let them go, or you tag them and let them go find their fortune elsewhere.
I hope so. I hope he goes out there and does really, really well, although, we're not trying to get the Falcons to any wins here, but just for the position, because the last couple of ones that you've selected early, like, they've worked out, but they've come with question marks. They've also come with uncertainty. They've come with injury history. They've come with contract issues. Now, I mean,
well, I think it would be like you'd literally be drafting this guy not thinking about a second contract.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, all right, I'm going to just try to maximize, use him up 5 years, and send him on his way.
I'm trying to see off the top of my head real quick before we move on from running backs. I know we got to take a break, of who finished in the top 10 last year that's coming back. Quinshon Judkins, who finished 7th, is coming back. Carson Steele might, at number 9, might be the only other one that's actually coming back. I think everyone else entered into the draft
in the top 10
and was drafted. I got Blake Corum at 11 on the stats I'm looking at.
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
looking at per game. He's per game. He's 9th.
Yeah, he finished right outside of the top 10. Carson Steele, though, played at Ball State last year, finished 9th in the country in rushing, did transfer this year to UCLA. Looking forward to seeing, what he can do, because Zach Charbonnet, one of the backs that you and I enjoyed watching, unfortunately, against our Tigers and others, But only 2 returning backs out of the top 10.
All right, let's go to break. Close out hour one next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge is right there off of Airline Highway, and they got your back, man, if you need a new vehicle, a used vehicle, whatever the case may be. Find your next Toyota at All-Star Toyota. And when you're talking about a Toyota, you're talking about a car that's going to stand the test of time. Maybe you got a Disney trip or something coming up like that. Wherever you're going, any road trip, you can rent with cheaper per-day rental prices than your traditional rental companies. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, AllStarToyotaBatonRouge.com.
Yeah, go see them because no matter what you're looking for, if you're looking to buy new, if you're looking to lease, if you're looking to rent, they're going to take care of you. And remember, when you're leasing and renting, everything is available. A lot of times you got maybe 2, 3 to choose from. The full fleet is available over at All-Star. So if you're looking for a van, multiple SUVs, full-size, mid-size, if you're looking for a hybrid, multiple trucks as well, whatever you're looking for, whatever your needs are, they're going to be met over at All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. Operator, what you put me on through? Gotta send my love down to
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good look.
Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Hunt Palmer. I'm with you all week long. Tune in tomorrow for Wednesday's show. We're going to talk a little fantasy football. Also, we're going to continue our talk of LSU and the New Orleans Saints. So tune in 1 to 3 p.m. here on 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? In case you missed it last night, Lionel Messi in his first start just continues to be amazing as against Atlanta United. Inter Miami wins 4-0, and Messi notches 2 goals and an assist. Atlanta United, though, the distinct pleasure of becoming the 100th club that Messi has scored against.
There you go. They
I'd
got
be
that.
Kind of happy if that was me. This dude's just so good. There's about 5 minutes of highlights that Taylor's playing right now that I watched this morning, and he's just on another level from these cats, dude. And that's not to say the MLS is bad. I think the MLS is better than it's ever been. But when he is on the field, the way that he manipulates everything is just, again, it does feel like somebody who's just on a higher plane of existence than his opponents.
He's the greatest to ever play a sport.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, arguably, you could throw other names in there, but he's not outside the top 3.
No,
so
it's tough. It's tough post World Cup. The Ronaldo arguments are struggling.
Yeah, and
post World Cup.
I love Ronaldo. I've probably been more Ronaldo than Messi in the past, but after what he's done in the last 6 months, 12 months, whatever timetable you're going to put on it, yeah. And he's playing in fast forward.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's beautiful to watch. Also, the interest. I actually wake up thinking ooh, I wonder what Messi did. And that's kind of an odd place to be, and speaks to just how the juice that he brings to the league. I'm going to be fascinated to see the impact that he has on overall MLS viewership numbers, Apple subscriptions, all that.
Yeah, they had stars upon stars at the game last night.
More OTB flestering in hour number 2. Going to be a good one, guys.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com, RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. How old's Messi? 36?
Probably
I believe.
So, yeah.
Well, you think you're good, Lionel? Maybe you could be a bit better, okay? By going to Rejuve Me Medical and getting your labs drawn. Get that free consultation and see what kind of plan they can put together for you. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's metabolization optimization, maybe it's one of the many other treatments that they offer. But the point is, you can treat aging, right? You don't just have to go through this just all willy-nilly. Do upkeep on your body the same way you do every other machine in our lives. Rejuve Me Medical, restore me, refuel me, rejuve me.
Yeah, go to that website, find a list of conditions that they can treat and help you out with. I promise you, if you're not feeling right, if you got something going on, there's something they can help you with over at Rejuve Me. You can also get that consultation set up, 225-240-1721, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, July 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 99. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio for a full hour of flustering. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what up? Welcome back to OTB, Hour 2 on a Wednesday, which, despite the fact that I tease it every week, I never actually have knowledge if it's going to happen or not. So the first time in around a month, we got our guy, Matt Flynn, back for some Flester flobbing. What's up, boys? What's going on?
My defense, I showed up last week.
No, for sure.
He did.
I don't think you showed up, but no, it wasn't.
You definitely would have reached out.
No need for defense. It was not an attack. It was merely a statement of fact. Objective.
Is SEC was it SEC Media Day?
Yeah.
It seems super lame.
Seems
really boring.
No, it's actually really fun because all it is.
Well, I mean, so what y'all do, because y'all get to hang out. I'm just saying the interviews and stuff look really boring. I feel like you could copy and paste every running back's interview for the last 30 years. And they're the exact same.
I think that's incredibly fair.
Yeah. How boring is it to interview those?
For me, because the guys that are there, and you know this, I mean, they're so trained. I mean, you went to Media Day, right?
Well, I was boring.
You went to Media Day, right?
No, I did not. Because there was only one guy that went to Media Day, I think, when we were there.
No.
Wasn't? No, I did not
Wait,
go to
are you
Media
telling me and Jake got to go to Media Day and you didn't? Oh, interesting.
Well, I had to turn it down because I was getting married.
Oh, are you telling me that only I got to go to SC Media Day?
I wasn't even technically named the starter.
You were at my wedding.
I don't know if I was named the starter.
Even more interesting.
Yeah,
I told you the story about Matt at my wedding, right?
In
rehearsal.
No.
So, I'm getting married, and it's in Shreveport, and got a bunch of teammates there, but Matt's in the wedding, and we're at the rehearsal, and he's sitting next to me, and so like it's the next day. The wedding's the next day. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Hey, bud, am I a groomsman or an usher in this thing?"
Wow.
He had been to the bachelor party. He had been to everything. He's like,
shocking level.
You did not specify. I had a tux.
Lack of preparation.
That's my tux from Squires or wherever it was. Shout out.
When was the last time an usher got a tux?
I think they always get tux.
Yeah, it's a different tux, but they get
usually
tux.
like a different colored bow tie or
something a little different.
cummerbund.
I'm like, what? No, you're in this thing. Go stand over there. What are you doing?
Oh my God, that's
a fair question. You know.
Yeah, sorry, but back to your media day. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like players are so coached up. You're trained. I've done training. I mean, me and T-Bob have gone. Like we do the training and like what to say, what not to say. So you're getting a little bit of a robot. It's the coaches that you're trying to get something out of.
Well, they really try hard to teach you to talk for a long time without saying anything, right?
Yeah.
And it's a really boring skill to have. And we were all that was all driven into us. And I remember I'll look back at my interviews every now and then if I see like a random game or something pop up on SEC Network or something, and it's like, golly, say something, me. Say something. But like, I was watching the interviews of everybody, of all these players. I'm like, beat my head against the wall.
Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of.
But the coaches. I mean, that's I guess is
everything in college football is about the coaches. Like everything.
And you're trying to get them off their marker a little bit.
Think about this.
But you got to think in the NIL age, like have some personality.
Think about
like,
this.
Come out.
Oh, I feel okay. I see what
I mean?
you're saying. But you know, still, if you want your coach to get pissed at you, that's like the quickest way to have them get.
Then just transfer.
Yeah, true.
There was a couple of players. I don't want to say. I thought LSU actually did really, really well when they were available. But there were some.
Great. I'm just saying.
I know exactly. They were great.
Every year it's the same.
They played it. You know, they played it safe, but they're supposed to.
There were some that played it safe and also gave you 3-word answers and also just like, why am I here? So yeah, there's different levels to it.
But look, but guys, college football is all about the coaches. Like I would love to, but football media would never want to do this because they don't want to be exposed. I have no problem being exposed because I readily admit that I don't know what anybody looks like. But I want to take all the players' names that get picked for SC Media Day, and then I'm gonna put their headshots into 2 giant banks and have people match them up and see how many they could actually get correct. Yeah. Because the dirty truth is nobody knows what college football players look like. Outside of a couple of quarterbacks and everything else, you just don't know.
Coaches and quarterbacks.
Yes, exactly. That's what makes the world go round. It's the most important thing. If you hit on a coach, you enter a golden era. If you miss on a coach, you can suck. Like even if your school is great, like even if your school has a ton of good potential, if you hire the wrong guy, you'll just suck. Just is what it is. Let's see. I got a few different ways you could start. Football camp starting today. I got some true or false.
For what? NFL?
For NFL. There's a lot of hot temperatures all throughout the world right now. Wondering how we're kind of maybe do a little vibe check on how we're feeling about triple-digit ocean temps in Florida.
It's swamp ass season.
Had a Kansas lineman arrested on Monday for calling in a bomb threat against the Kansas football facility. In my opinion, pretty dumb because the only person that would call a threat against the Kansas football facility is obviously going to be like a player for Kansas, right? Somebody who's mad about what happened there. I think nobody else cares enough about it. Then we got Justin Herbert to talk about as well, and Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, he got paid a lot of money, huh?
He did.
How about that? He got 2.5 per year.
Yeah, 5 years, $262.5 million. No trade clause. 133.7 in full guarantees,
but
193.7 in injury guarantees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edges out Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. Now you got Herbert making 52.5, Lamar 52, and Hurts 51.
How are we not getting all these things entirely, at least injury guaranteed yet? I still blame it on Drew Brees.
I would imagine that this is the highest. I would imagine this is the highest injury guarantee maybe ever. I'm not sure. 193.7.
What was Hurts?
I don't know. I do not remember.
He's in the hundreds.
Top of my head. Good work if you can get it.
So yeah, we were talking before you came in today. Like Joe's next. I mean, they're the same draft class. Obviously, Joe's established himself as a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Herbert's in that 5 to 7 to 8 range, whatever. So, but he's done some great things. Joe's done more. Do you think Joe takes the biggest deal of all time, or does he take a more team-friendly deal to keep all the weapons that he has?
That's a good question because you're not going to meet a more competitive guy, right? So he wants to win.
True.
But everyone likes to make lots of money.
They do, but I can see him he's not going to take like $10 million a year, but I can see him taking $42 per year and not 52.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, but the repercussions of that are
That's what T was
more
talking about.
league wide than him. So I think
I feel like you have a
he's got
responsibility to your brothers to maximize your
but also
he's
your
got
team,
more
though.
of a peripheral like view of things. I believe like he's not just so tunnel vision on
Right.
what he's making or his tip. I think he's got the attitude and the mindset of what's best for the league, what's best for the players, and that's why I just brought it up. I brought it up kind of jokingly, but Drew took a team-friendly deal at the end, and he had an opportunity to set the standard going forward.
And he did set the standard
And
the
he
first
did.
time around, right?
So
Not the
yeah,
second
this is
time
what
around.
happened when so Drew had the opportunity to demand like fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would have been the first fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And then Kirk Cousins did it
Yeah,
a
the
couple
3
of
years,
weeks later.
$87 million.
He get it fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I was like beating my head against the wall because it's like Kirk did it and it's not gonna like
Impact
he's
it.
good.
Yeah.
And he's all that, but he's not gonna win, didn't win a Super Bowl, didn't do all that. And so it's gonna like take it back.
not gonna have the same
It
value
is
that
interesting,
Drew
though,
did it.
because remember the first Breeze big re-up contract, he did maximize citing responsibility to kind of the other quarterbacks and everything else. And I was doing Radio New Orleans at the time, and people were pretty upset, dude. They were pretty mad at Drew for and that's when all the conversations started about you can't win a Super Bowl paying a quarterback, et cetera, et cetera. It was like around that time. But near the end, he too decided, no, I want to try to maximize winning, and he took less.
I think that myth got debunked, huh?
Which one?
Can't win a Super Bowl paying a
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah, for sure.
I'd pay your quarterback.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes continues to debunk it.
Joe could, so for as much as like he's done for Ohio and as much as he means Ohio, I mean, they could follow a Mahomes type deal. Sign him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him like
And-
200 or $500 million for 10 years.
Yeah.
And
be creative like Mahomes deal was.
Like have the most like money ever guaranteed or committed, but maybe not necessarily the most yearly. Like, so is Justin what, 52 and a half?
52 and a half is what Herbert got.
Take 50.
Yeah.
For 10 years.
Mahomes has a lot of interesting, it's almost like a baseball contract in how it's made up. I can't remember exactly too, but they basically built it to rise parallel to the cap so that it will, he'll be getting paid more and more, but the percentages of what percent of the cap he's taking up should stay relatively the same.
Yeah. That's interesting. Let me ask you this. So I saw the headline come. Did anybody do any research on the Aaron Rodgers? Like, they kind of moved some stuff around yesterday on his deal where I think like his salary's like 1.3 this year, but next year he's due like 115.
Yeah, so like on this
Something
show,
like
we
that.
talked about him getting a haircut and looking more like a dad. That's what we talked about.
Sure.
It makes me more confident in him, to be honest. He looks like an old Roman general that's like reached his peak mental capacity, but still has some physical fight left, and he's ready to make some noise, dude. I'm feeling
I can tell
very
ya.
bullish on the Jets.
I'm feeling bullish on the Jets as well. I'm gonna take some flyer bets out there this year. Maybe some MVP bets. Hit on a couple of those before.
I'm going to wait for Nick Underhill to break down exactly how this Rodgers
It's
contract
in it, like
works.
the headline. It might have been a lot of clickbait on it, but it's like
it's
his salary's $1 million.
Yeah, no, they shifted. It's a lot of what the Saints do, and I'm trying to remember where you add the voidable years at the end, and like you spread out, like you convert money to a signing bonus. You had voidable years at the end. You spread out the hit amongst those voidable years, and so it's a lower cap hit, but you will be paying for the contract down the road, even if the player's not there. They shifted a $58.3 million option bonus from 23 to 24, pushed the salary hit this year to just $1.1 million. But I don't know what this means. Comes with a gargantuan compensation package of $107 million in 2024. So I don't know what.
I think he can make
maybe
it.
Maybe he gets
then.
the bonus
He
and
could-
salary combined or something then.
Yeah. I think he's got enough runway. He can make it till next year.
You think? Even without that money? I don't know, dude. Ayahuasca's pretty expensive. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
But you don't have to microdose.
Especially if you're going to do like a true like shamanistic journey like you did, where you're paying for multiple days and stays and everything else. True or false, Jake? Football camp is easy for quarterbacks.
True.
I think so too.
You ever had camp arm before, buddy?
Oh no, you're throwing the ball too much.
Yeah.
You're
Played
brilliant.
catch a little too many times.
Not
easy. Okay.
If you just act like Phillip Rivers, he never warmed up. He gave 3 arm circles and went out there and
I mean, dude,
started
how hard is it to
practice.
make a couple calls? You know what I'm saying? Hey, just remember the snap count, make a couple calls, couple reads, and throw it.
What's the worst part? What's the worst part for quarterbacks? Because for us, it's like inside run every single day, 9 on 7. Your shoulders are just shot.
Yeah, it's just a physical part of just
Yeah.
smashing heads and bodies against each other constantly.
Obviously, I don't. There's not a difficulty, and like I don't worry about concussions or stingers and things like that.
Yeah, or knee injuries or ankle injuries. Or
I'm worried about more important things. You know, mentally defeating your opponent, defeating 11 guys. You only have to worry about like one guy a play. I got to worry about 11.
Yeah, okay. I also have to worry about the mic. Thank you very much, but
That's
you know,
okay
there you
too.
go.
Well, if you had if you had a decent quarterback, you wouldn't have to worry about the mic.
That's true. Quarterback mic call does trump mine anyway.
Well, unless it's the quarterback and center arguing like I saw in college a couple times about who the mic was.
Brett was very confident.
He was very confident. He needed to know his role a little bit more.
I mean, that is true. Like, I don't care if you're the center and you think you have it right, you still have to go to the quarterback call because the quarterback has some idea behind why he's calling it that. Like, you have to allow them to
Even if
trust
he's
you.
wrong.
Even if he's wrong, you want the quarterback's head to be on
And that's part
straight.
of like Mike calls or Will calls or whoever. That's part of protection with quarterbacks. It's like, even if it's wrong, I don't care as long as I know where I'm wrong.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you want it to be a cohesive picture, not everybody doing two different things.
So I know we have to take a break. I want to ask Matt about Will Rogers and what he's about to face in his new offense.
I'm into that. Coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
225-206-1517. That is Thomas' email cell phone number. Thomas and Megan email are the father-daughter insurance tag team that if they were wrestlers would have the belts. The tag team championship, that is. Because they are the best, man. And if you want to save hundreds to thousands of dollars, they work over there at Riverlands Insurance. You call 225-206-1517. You give them your information, and, well, they do all the work for you. They go shopping, and it could be home insurance. Like, your home insurance probably rolled in your mortgage. You probably don't even know what you're paying for. Let Thomas and them explore and work for you. From Louisiana, they understand the intricacies of the market, any business, anything. They got your back. 225-206-1517.
Yeah, give that number a call anywhere in the state of Louisiana, and Thomas can help you out. He can help you out today. He can help you out right now. You can call him as soon as we get finished with this live. He's going to answer the phone. He's going to help you with all the things T-Bob mentioned. 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,500 off MSRP on all new 23 Ram 1500 Laramie trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to Six Rings Baseball.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll get you an update from Saints training camp and the absolute latest from ACC and Big Ten Media Days. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sweet like honey to my soul, sweet you rock and sweet you roll. Lost for you, I'm so lost for you. Oh, when you come crash into me, and I come into you, and I come into
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Old Mayo says, is Flynn going to cry to this song? Look, man, if Dave's
do
never
something to it.
got you in your feels before.
What?
This is what it is. Great song.
Look. And we all like this song. Let's don't try to be tough,
Yeah,
guys.
no one be
It's
a
a
tough
banger.
guy.
Is
You
it?
say a banger?
It's a banger.
Am I crazy? Did Incubus do a version of Crash as well?
They might have.
Maybe.
Incubus had a time.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible not to want to try to sing like Dave Matthews when you hear Dave Matthews singing.
Sure.
We used to drink a lot of Dave Matthews wine back in college.
So I said it in the break. This song reminds me of Joe Dirt.
Yeah. And hooking up.
Maybe the only person to ever say that, but now that you said it, I can't unthink it.
Unthink it.
Yeah.
All right.
How do we
Daniel
transition
Patch,
to
I've
this?
never heard this song before, but now I know things are going to be okay.
Oh. What are you, like 12?
I think Daniel is one of our younger.
Nice.
That's
listeners.
Hey, I was just thinking about the question. I didn't really answer your question earlier from last segment when you asked me what the hardest part about camp is.
Okay,
for a
you've had
quarterback.
5 minutes to think about it now.
Well, I thought about it, and then we started talking about something else. But
yeah,
Imagine
the hardest part about performing well as a quarterback is we're in August.
Okay.
And just think about this. Before every play, I got to go and put my hands in the crotch of a 300-something pound lineman
Yeah, it feels
who's
great.
playing football in 105-degree temperatures. And when I get the snap from under center in training camp, it's wetter than it would be somehow.
I thought
if
you were
just
about to
dunked
go-
it in a bucket of water.
Who were your centers? They obviously had very hirsute.
It doesn't
tanks.
matter who it is. Everybody's sweating.
Not true.
Some people.
I had the driest taint in the SEC, guaranteed. 100%. I'll put that on anything. Ask Jordan, ask Jarrett. There's a reason why no snaps are fumbled. I'm not very hirsute down there. So I think that led to me staying a bit more naturally climate controlled.
This is the second time in like the last 10 days we've had that area sweat conversation.
T-word.
It is true. It is true. We had one the other day when we were doing batting practice.
Batting
That's true.
practice, yes. I think it's
And
actually.
again, was my taint sweaty?
It was not. Others were. Yours was not.
Exactly.
Well, and at some point,
think
you
you're-
have like there's practices.
Not this co-host, but maybe not.
Where you practice practices where you like work on emergency situations. So there were times where like you work on emergency center situations, and like Saron Black was snapping the ball.
Now that's
or Herman Johnson.
That's a little
and it's
swampy
like
down there.
you can't just let's call a run play here, coach. Let's not try to get fancy and throw something.
Also, I always rocked the towel on the butt cheek so
Sure.
that right before the quarterback got under,
Yeah.
he could hit a quick dry and then get underneath.
Yeah, it helps, but it certainly doesn't dry
Man,
up the
that's
T
gonna
word.
be that's gonna be wet too. This good segue for the question that I asked going to break. I think that we're having this conversation. All right, so Mississippi State quarterback Will Rogers, who is about to break a lot of records, already broke some records. Sorry, Aaron, but he's got completion percentage. He's up there in touchdowns,
He's
yards.
chasing touchdowns
I think he only
right now,
needs
I'm
like
pretty sure.
2,500,
Which school?
2,400 yards. Mississippi State.
Okay.
So he's coming from an air raid. All right, but now Zach Arnett, head coach. They're going to a pro style, more of a pro style offense. You've got offensive coordinator come over from App State. There'll be multiple, but he's going to be under center. And he's going to do things that he hasn't done. So we asked him at SEC Media Day, when's the last time you took a snap under center? He said, one time in high school. And I said, like singular, like one snap. He said, yeah, we were backed up on our goal line. One snap in my high school career. You'd have to go back to Pee Wee football. So I go, all right, when's the last time you took a snap, hard play action, like zone run, you turn your back to the defense, stick the ball out there, play action, heavy fake, and then get your eyes back to the defense? He thought about it for a little bit. He's like, I guess I've never done that. My play action's always been in front of me. So in the air raid, everything is in front of you. And I know you know that system a little bit. You play with Graham Harrell in Green Bay, and that's where he lived in college. Like, how much of a difference is that? How much of a big deal should we make about that? And the fact that Will Rogers has always had everything in front of him, and he's been able to see the coverage, see it play out. There's not been a heavy play action, the shotgun snap. Now he's going under center. He's doing all these different things. Like, what adjustment is that going to be for him?
There's two big deals that I heard throughout the question there. And the first one is, as you discussed, it's easier for a guy to go from a under center offense to a gun offense.
Yeah.
I've always seen, I don't have experience with this because that was me. I was under center. I threw the ball like 7 times in high school a game. So it's like
Feels like you played football the way it was meant to be played.
Like I watching Graham play in college.
Right.
It was an adjustment for him to go and take the snap and do those things.
Right.
Now he did it and he was good just because he was a good player, right?
Right.
So I think it's kind of individually based. Is it enough time in one spring, in one training camp? No, it's not enough time. Like Willie, he's gonna struggle. He'll have his struggles, but we'll see. But I will say it is a huge adjustment going from just taking a snap. I remember some of like the biggest stressors in my life playing football was fumbling the snap, like in like in 8th grade and not like junior varsity, first year of varsity football in high school. I couldn't sleep at night because you'd be thinking about the snap because the center is a 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade center as well. So he's not that great at snapping the ball. I'm not that great at receiving a snap.
Right.
And like coaches lose their absolute mind.
It's like
the snap. Is
it's the thing that they hate more than anything.
Well, I mean,
more
you
than
can't
anything.
you can't
get
do
the play
anything
started.
else.
And I get
Can't
for
do
good
anything
reason,
else.
right? So that I remember losing more sleep and stressors over just snaps in practice because as a quarterback, you're up there, and if you're worried about the snap, you're not worried about anything else, and it is debilitating if you're thinking about the snap.
Yeah.
You can't think about safeties.
Yes.
You can't think about mics. You can't think about what your guys are doing or their guys. All you're thinking about is don't fumble the snap, don't fumble the snap, don't fumble the snap. And so there's going to be a piece of that with transitioning from a gun to under the center.
They need to do
promise.
the summer of 10,000 snaps, the same way
Well,
that
I'm
they
sure
did the
they-
catches with
And then
LSU.
not to
I'm sure
mention
they
when you
are.
get into short yardage goal line, the snap
Yeah.
gets even harder because the center gets lower.
He's on the
Everyone's
move.
tighter and everyone's moving, and it's a different ballgame. But the second difficult part that he's going to have is from what I know about the air raid, which is very little. It all comes from Graham and I guess the older Mike Leach days, was that there were no mic calls, no protection adjustments.
That's all punt
no nothing.
protection, right?
It's basically all dual protection. They're just, I think Graham used to not make fun, but he used to be like, Mike Leach would say, Yeah, they're bringing 7 guys. We got 7 guys to block. Just block them. Doesn't matter where they come from. They come from 7 guys to the left of the center, 7 guys. It doesn't matter. Set back and adjust. So they didn't have any of that. So in the pro game, yeah, you get to more Mike declarations, adjustments, slide protections, man protections. So that's a big adjustment. So those are 2 things that I just don't know. Maybe in the college game, it's not quite as fast as the NFL. Maybe you can faster, but 1 spring, 1 training camp, not enough time. But I would say that their progression should be pretty good because he is a good quarterback.
And he is, and I think it's going to help. And they have 8 starters coming back on offense, so a veteran offense. And so with the huge adjustment, maybe they can make it a little bit faster than if you had like 4 starters coming back. Like Cole Smith, who former LSU player, been the center at Mississippi State for a long time. He's got an adjustment period. I mean, just the offense in general. I mean, like he was telling us, like A6 used to be a play they would go the full length of the field on, just calling A6. I'm like, what's A6? He's like, well, it's all verts. I'm like, okay, well, if it's all verts, then that means certainly you can have 12 stops on the outside. Yep. I'm sure you can convert the middle seam to a post, something, whatever it is.
It's all got 1 high, 2 high conversions.
Yeah.
So Mike Leach's game plan used to be on a note card.
Yeah. Can you imagine just going down the field A6, A6?
They practice like 13
that's it. That's all you
plays or
say.
something from what I heard.
Yeah.
Like 13
And it's
plays
kind of a
total.
quarterback's dream a little bit. I mean, me and Aaron used to talk about this all the time at Green Bay. It's like these coaches spend all offseason and all week trying to scheme up all these ideas. But at the end of the day, why do people score more in the 2-minute drives? Why do people score more in no-huddle situations? Because you're running your basic offense, the thing you ran from day 1 in install. And everyone's really good at it. There's adjustmants. There's answers to everything.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever try playing with that theory on the NFL?
We've opened up a game in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure y'all did too. Because the same situation, like Matt's talking about, like your receivers, like not that they don't know their playbook, but they really know the base stuff. And they can adjust to whatever coverage you're going to play.
Also, like watching the quarterback on Netflix reminded me of just how absurd NFL play calls are. Now, it always sounds a little crazier outside looking in because you're not exactly like it's hard to discern. Okay, like I remember when I was playing line, basically all I really cared about was like the formation and the strength. Like anything signifying a route tree or whatever, I didn't really have to engage in. But some of these calls, dude, it feels like it's just too unwieldy. I don't know. It boggles my mind. Do you have like a crazy play call that you can recite off the top of your head, or is all that data just been like eliminated?
I've never had that. Like Jake has it way more than me. Like I can't remember certain plays and certain play calls and offenses and stuff. Now, if I went and got my scripts and stuff, I've saved all my scripts.
Surprising, because like I know how well you're hydrated thanks to my high, and generally proper hydration feels like one of those key contributing factors to a solid memory and quality of life. Yeah, it's very hot out here.
It is.
Perfect time to drink
They
my
say
high.
it's hot out.
Drinkmyhigh.com.
I mean, you probably. I know for me, and this is Matt hates this. Like I've been in a concept system, I've been in a number system. I know Matt, and I get why as a quarterback you would not like a number system. Now it tells everyone what to do, but like in a concept system, like it's very, you can throw protection out there and a concept, and that's the play. And I'll give you an example. This is one I kind of always use because there's a lot of different parts. Like with Norv system, like jack right, scat right, 99 stop, F cross M. And like jack right is going to be the set, like how you line up. Jack right means tight ends to the right, fullbacks to the right. Scat right is going to be the protection. And then 99 stop, F cross M, that's the route concepts. And you lay out everything. Like a sub call would be double right, key left, 878, and then you tag the F and the H. Like it's a lot of verbiage for the quarterback because you're telling literally everyone what to do. Like there's nobody that doesn't get told, like key right is a protection, double right is a formation, 878 is the route concept, and then H, H swing, F Waco, whatever you want to call, but you got to say all of it. Where a concept, I mean, you can just go like when I'm with Peyton, like it's moon was a play, like just moon. That's all moon, and that was it. Like you were going, so it's harder on everybody else.
The concept offense is easier to code word and signal and things like. So I played. Fortunate enough to spend time with Aaron, Brady, and Breeze, and none of them had numbers.
Yeah, that's more of a West Coast, right? Wasn't that West Coast system, the number thing? Because I think that's where Norv picked it up. I know Cam Cameron when
we were pretty old school West Coast because Mike McCarthy came from the Niners.
Yeah,
Niners like started out Niners like not a GA, but whatever they call him, and then he was a
Quality
quarterback's
control.
coach. Quality control, and then he was a quarterback. So he was kind of at the birthplace of the West Coast as a young coach, and so and we weren't numbers. I had 7 offenses, and none of them were numbers, so that's why I don't like it. Not to say it's not great or not good.
Well, doesn't it put more on you though? Because like you have to make sure that everybody gets exactly what they're doing. Like you can't, like in a number system, and T, you kind of know this. Like I can't yell whatever the code word, like win. I can't yell that to you. I've got to give you what it is. Now sometimes that can be good. Like hey, run a 7.
Yeah.
But you
the
don't wanna give
code
it away.
word system's really good, and it sounds simple, and it's simple for like plugging in receivers mid-season, plugging in running backs mid-season. But it's actually the most complicated thing because even though it's still concepts, you can hear it probably on the show The Quarterback, or you can hear clips from ESPN or whatever. Even in concepts, it can sometimes be 20, 30 words long, a play call.
That's fair.
And so you have to know, you have to have a really good mental concept of everything, mental knowledge of the 20 or 30 long plays to simplify it down to only a couple of words, and in your brain know the rest of the 30. Now, a receiver doesn't have to, because he knows that if he's in this formation and you call Wolf or whatever it is, he's got a hinge seam or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, run game code words too. Like there's a rhyme or reason why you have to get up there. You got to go fast, and even run game has code words. Like for us, like if we ran a boss play in Denver, well, Elway was boss to the left because he was our boss and had L in it.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen to the right. So it was Elway and Bruce, and then a power play to the left was Pendleton. Bragg was power play to the right because you got military bases, and so everything's got to make sense as well.
Elway seems like the kind of guy that really likes to be called boss.
He enjoyed that play. Yeah. He enjoyed that play.
He looks like a horse. When we get back, more off the bench.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I mean, he does look like a horse. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Bronco.
Objectively.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.com. That's true. Objectively. John Elway looks like a horse. I would also say, objectively, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, a used vehicle, or just something for your family, you want to go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. T-Bob, you can't be objective. You're paid to talk about this. A fair critique. But I do believe in the product, okay? I don't get cars for free or anything, and I've chosen to take my business to All-Star Toyota because I love the Murdered Out Mini. They got me. It's perfect for me and my family. I even liked leasing the Camry, which I never would have expected. When I went in, they were the number and said, this is what I can afford. What can we do? Get that sort of customer service. Get that sort of help. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I also, I pay for my lease. It is something that I don't get a free car either, but I believe in All-Star Toyota just like T-Bob does. You will as well. First time you go in, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to Six Rings Baseball.
Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Hunt Palmer. I'm with you all week long. Tune in tomorrow for Wednesday's show. We're going to talk a little fantasy football also. We're going to continue our talk of LSU and the New Orleans Saints. So tune in 1 to 3 p.m. here on 104.5 ESPN.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Funnest fact that I saw yesterday.
Most fun.
Is that, no, funnest fact. This is radio. We're all about alliteration. Funnest fact I saw yesterday is that Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts has just as many touchdowns as Jimmy Graham since he entered the league. That is pretty damn sad for Kyle Pitts and the Falcons. Because that dude looked like, maybe he still is going to be a beast. I don't know.
Hey, whatever his over-under touchdown, season touchdown is, I'm taking it.
Bet it's 2.
Over.
Who, Jimmy?
Yep.
Yeah, you said he's been cycling. Feeling good. I've been cycling as well. Hasn't led to my comeback, my NFL career, unfortunately.
Ayahuasca?
Tried that as well. Hasn't done it yet. Bill Goldberg's son is apparently taking visits to colleges. Got a preferred walk-on offer from Alabama. I only say this.
How's his trap game?
What?
How's his trap game?
Goldberg probably still incredible.
No, the son.
No, the son.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen a picture of the son. I just was saying this to speak into existence. LSU, get on this so that we can get Bill Goldberg in town in Baton Rouge. You can get to meet Bill Goldberg and hang out with him.
Kid's got a big cowboy collar to fill in.
Guess what I would tweet if I was that kid? Hey, LSU.
You're next.
You're next. Yeah, right? The visits. They just do that every time you go to school.
I mean, I'm looking. Okay. Well, not a big fella. Yeah. Oh, is this his son right here? Oh.
He hadn't hit the supplements yet.
Former Georgia O lineman.
Supplements, yep.
Bill Goldberg.
You think it's all like creatine? Goldberg?
Yeah, for sure. Pre-workout.
Protein.
Pre-workout.
That's all.
Protein.
Yeah. Boys, are we at all worried about any of the heat? I gathered a few headlines this morning.
No, we're not worried about the heat because of my high.
Yeah, the ocean temps in Florida hit 101. Pretty impressive. Hot tub. Death Valley hit 134.
Do we know how hot those ocean temps got when the dinosaurs were alive?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think we had the capability to measure.
I don't see how any of this is going to accelerate the Damian Lillard trade, and I'm not worried about the Heat.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Phoenix, the Suns, a key contributor to the Heat, hit 110 for a 25th day in a row. The Mediterranean Sea just hit a record temp. Greece has fires, record temps as well. Are we just... Am I crazy?
When did the record start?
Are we going to like a little like don't look up situation here?
When did the record start?
100
years ago? 150?
I don't...
Pretty small amount of time, comparatively speaking.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it could have been way hotter like in 1476. We didn't really have a...
I wonder if there's some way of us kind of estimating those things, but even if we had some, I know that y'all would flatly deny them, so I don't think that I even need to engage in doing the legwork of whether or not we do.
This is the second time you've tried.
Okay, so we're not worried. We're just going to keep moving? That's cool with me. I just wanted to kind of check the room, get the vibe.
Look, I mean, I'm built for this. I've grown up in Louisiana.
Sure. Yeah,
you know?
I agree. F it, dude.
I'm not really in a position to do anything about it if I was worried.
Well, no, me too, but that's kind of my point. It's like, are we all just like, don't look up where it's like, whatever. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't care. It's always been hot. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. Like 1 degree difference does it make like...
Yeah, dude.
Like,
whatever, dude.
to your daily life, you know? Whatever.
They used to say that at my Christian high school, which, you know, would tend to fall on one side of the political aisle in these conversations. They'd be like, I mean, if it's going to heat up anywhere, it's going to be in Siberia. You tell me they don't want a couple more degrees of heat? Like, oh, okay, as a kid, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, cool. We'll keep moving. The Braves had an 8-3-5 triple play.
They're hot right now?
They are hot right now. But the first 8-3-5 triple play since 1884.
That's a long
Only
time.
the second time in MLB history that this has happened. I looked it up. Since 1876 when the MLB started, there's been more than 200,000 games. So basically, in about 200,000 games, what you saw last night has happened twice. That's pretty cool.
I mean, they lost 7-1.
84.
And that was a cool
You sure?
play.
Yeah. Why?
I'm just wondering.
Well, I can give you the teams.
Sorry.
The Boston Beaneaters against the Providence
Sorry, I thought
Braves.
I read-
Didn't the Boston Beaneaters become the Braves?
I know there were the Boston Braves for a while, so potentially. Yeah. That was pretty cool, though. All right, let's do Ask Glenn when we get back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $10,500 off MSRP on all new 23 Ram 1500 Laramie trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll get you an update from Saints training camp and the absolute latest from ACC and Big Ten Media Days. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
If you could return, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. I'm sure I'm not being rude, but it's just your attitude. It's tearing me apart, it's ruining everything. I swore I would be true, but honey, so did you.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Just like the Earth's temperature, the chat, too, is heating up. Yeah, everybody seems, all I did, guys, was do a simple vibe check. Okay, stop yelling.
God, T-Bob.
Everybody relax.
It's July.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It's hot. It's cool.
Yeah, man.
I told you, I'm having an unbelievable summer with the heat right now. I'm like as heat-proof as I've been probably since college. Feels great.
What does that mean?
What?
What does that mean?
Oh, like, you know how like in college when you, like, by the time the season rolled around, you'd basically feel like you had a bit of like heat immunity. Like if you were playing like a tabletop RPG, like you would get bonuses to any heat check rolls simply because you've been out there all summer. Or like a team comes down for the first game and they're just like, what in the hell? And they're dying and you're like, oh, it feels great out here today. That's how I feel now, again, from playing so much tennis outside. Ask Flynn, what are his thoughts on the tour de France?
It was a pretty incredible tour, actually.
It's
two of like the
two
greatest riders in the whole world. Maybe two of the greatest of all time, just going head to head, battling it out.
Who like F. Scott Fitzgerald and
Lance Armstrong?
Yeah.
You didn't want to say his name or something?
No, I was trying to think of another rider, and I just panicked.
So the two riders are Tadej Pogacar.
Who wrote Catcher in the Rye? That's what I was trying to find. Is that Harper Lee? Yeah, Fitzgerald and Harper Lee was the joke I was looking for because he said riders. You know, you get it.
Sure.
Ask the bench, best celebrity-backed alcohol since everybody seems to have their own. Is Casamigos Clooney or Rock?
Clooney.
I like both Casamigos from Clooney, and I like Terramana from The Rock. That would be mine.
What is Ryan Reynolds have? Gin?
He's got Aviator.
Aviator gin.
I
don't drink a lot of gin.
People like Aviator.
Okay, hell yeah.
My brother-in-law loves gin, and he really likes Aviator.
Has anybody tried Bob Stoops tequila?
No.
Neither have I.
Any celebrities behind Members Mark Canadian whiskey?
You love a good Members Mark.
Whoever that is.
God, do you remember? I think it was all of us, and we were with Moscona, and Matt brought that in for a companion show, and Matt's nose could not be turned up anymore.
I remember that. I was in here.
He strapped himself in on his high horse, and he was not looking
When
down.
did I drink all of your expensive whiskey one time, Matt? Is that the members mark? You brought in something.
No, we did a couple of companion shows when we would all drink.
I remember drinking quite a bit.
We
of
didn't do that. We
We
were
should
doing
do that. That was just
I feel
more
like
of
we
a-
were doing that a lot.
I mean,
when I first got here.
even if we only had like 8 viewers, it was just a good hangout session.
Yeah, it was.
I've definitely had wild turkey in my life before, but I didn't know it was owned by McConaughey.
Huh.
Wild turkey?
Yeah.
It hasn't always been.
That's
wild turkey.
That's been around.
It's been around for
If he
years.
bought it, he bought in as some sort of minority owner or something, I would guess. But yeah, are you sure he's not just a spokesperson? I would be shocked if I'm pretty sure they just pay him for commercials.
As far as whiskey goes, a newer one out, Dana White's Howler Head. It's pretty good.
I hate that name.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it does say
that's
that
the name of
Wild
the
Turkey,
whiskey.
Long Branch
Sorry.
Bourbon, Matthew
I'm not
McConaughey.
buying Howler Head. I'm saying it sounds awful.
It's pretty good.
Ask Flynn, is chicken spaghetti the GOAT pregame meal? If not, what is?
I'm not a big spaghetti guy. Hot take. I never ate spaghetti before a game.
What? Yeah, I mean, not before a game. That red sauce would be a little heavy.
Yeah, I just don't like spaghetti in general.
Okay, all right.
I used
Weird.
to love taking rice and peas and putting a little drizzle of ranch on top.
Yeah, ranch went on everything.
Yeah, ranch on
pregame
everything,
meal.
and peas.
Do you remember 2004 Jefferson Pilot game, Mississippi State, and Coach Saban blew up on everyone because they had a different pregame meal. They had breakfast items and
They
not
didn't have
steak and noodles. and
available. Nader took the brunt of it.
he
I think.
blew up on Nader.
Coach, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's my
Coach,
fault.
it's
Don't worry.
6:30. We don't have filet mignon.
I mean, it was earlier than that. It was like dark outside,
Yeah.
and Coach Saban's just like so
smart.
pissed.
Yeah.
Like, where's the steaks? Where's the noodles?
Mhm.
These eggs and that's not going to do it.
Yep. Sorry, the staff didn't get up at 2 a.m. to cook 300 fillets.
Man, those little fillets were so tough too. All the time.
I used to always we go to
to cook
coach's
them
pan.
medium at least.
They wouldn't let you get it out of them. Only the coaches could get medium.
I would go to
Medium.
coaches every time.
And what is that about? You
That's
can't
a-
digest it. Get out of here.
Yeah. Hey, drinkmyhead.com. Very fun, Flestering. Thank you so much, Matt. You have a great day.
As discussed, it's hot, so drink it.
Happy
Drink
NFL.
my I love you
Getting
guys. Thanks
hotter.
for having me on. Thanks
Drink
for
my
inviting
high.
me again.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Ford has $8,000 off MSRP, plus 1.9% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks, along with Bayou Ford's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. And I think we're rocking and rolling.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681, offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, July 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 99. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, including our conversation with Matt Flynn, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Just finished up some flustering.
I was very interested in hearing Matt's take on taking a snap and Will Rogers. And I guess I didn't realize the nerves that quarterbacks have in taking a snap. Like, I could see, obviously, the center being nervous because think about what the center has to do. You've got to get everybody in the right place. You've got to make a good snap. And, you've also got to go reach, like, sometimes you got to go out there and reach a 3 technique depending on what the run is. But either way, like, you've got to block a large human in front of you. That's a lot. But no, the quarterbacks also.
It's definitely, it's kind of like what he was talking about where the problem is you get to a point where you don't think about it because it's just second nature. The issue comes in when you aren't secure in it, right? When it's not literal, just muscle memory. Like, anytime you have to commit any modicum because you have limited resources from mental and physical standpoint. And so anytime you have to commit even a percentage point of your brain power to the snap, well, that's just a distraction that's unneeded. And then if you're very insecure about it because whatever, like you said, you're in 8th grade or the center and you just don't have it and you're like on a team where it's not college or you can just find someone who does have it, yeah, that's an awful place to be because nothing else works without it. But, I wouldn't know about that. I never fumbled a snap, so.
My old roommate fumbled one in 8th grade football practice, and the coaches freaking blew up on him. I mess with him about it to this day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was like the thing, man. You do that, like even at the NFL level, you do that, those coaches are going to be.
It's probably the quarterback's fault, though. Was your roommate the quarterback? Or
Yeah, he was the quarterback.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't get any reps at quarterback after that day.
There you go. I remember one time in 8th grade, I did. I went to snap it. My hand was so slippery that I moved the ball, but my hand went back without the ball, and the ball's just sitting there on the ground. And then I grabbed it and tossed it over my shoulder. Just like, whoop, and threw it back there to him. And everybody was kind of it was so weird that everybody kind of froze, right?
Right.
Because the ball moved, so the play started, but it didn't. It was just kind of one of those things.
It didn't move properly.
Yeah, it's like you've seen the plays where somebody jumps off sides and they snap it and the O-line doesn't move. Yeah. Like they don't even try to block, and it's to kind of get the defense to be to not rush and give you the free play and everything else. So, yeah, kind of like that.
No, but I feel Flynn. When we were in school and it was a wet game, I'm like, I'm gonna fumble the snap. It's going to be my fault. Everyone's gonna see it.
I know. So you used to play quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know that. You look like you played quarterback. Actually, I could see that now.
Thanks, I guess.
Not a compliment.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I've enjoyed the tension between you two. It's making me laugh.
How are you feeling about the Cowboys paying Stephon Diggs $97 million?
You had to pay him. I think it's
Stephon Diggs. What did I say? I said Stephon.
You said Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon.
It's a little big for me personally.
Really, Trayvon Diggs chase after what Jamar did to us.
Oh, fair.
But,
yeah, it's a little big for me. I mean, you look at his numbers. He's got a lot of interceptions. Problem is, he needs to mature a little bit. He jumps a lot of routes, so when he doesn't get that pick, he gets beat over the top a lot more than I would like him to. I like the contract. I mean, corner's a premium position, but I mean, with that type of money, you could have paid Zach Martin, who's sitting out. You could get Tony Pollard a deal. You could.
I mean, if you're going about Tony
Dalton
Pollard, you
Schultz.
got to take care of Zach Martin. Tony Pollard's nothing without Zach Martin.
Yes,
Zach Martin's been your most consistent player of maybe the modern era. If you look at Dallas Cowboys players.
I guess my point is I don't hate it because he's a good player, but was that the best use of that money maybe?
Well, you were asking yesterday, who are they going to pay? They're going to pay somebody because they're saving money. And we found out. Now, it is a premium position, though.
Yeah.
So if you have a guy, you got to keep the guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, absolutely. So you're kind of
corner, edge rusher, left tackle, quarterback.
That's why it really angers me that right now Alabama has a number 1 and 2 players committed to them in the country, and it's a cornerback. Excuse me, Georgia does cornerback, and then the number 3 and 4 players are committed to Alabama, and it's a quarterback combination. It's lame. I mean, if you were ranking in terms of importance, you go quarterback 1, then probably immediately after that, like you said, corner and edge rusher are the guys that affect the. And then left tackle's got to be.
I think those
somewhere.
are the 4. Those are 4 positions.
Why? Because they all center around the queen, around the Flynn, right? The men who have the easiest camps of anybody. Camp arm. Get the hell out of here. What is camp arm? Your only job is to throw the ball. Okay, be in shape enough to keep throwing it. That's all I know, dude.
God, 9 on 7 during training camp. Certainly early in training camp because you do the first couple of practices without pads, and then that ultimately always leads to some kind of a fight because somebody's going too hard without pads, and then you start talking ish about wait till we get the pads on, and then you get the pads on, and then it's a game.
Yeah.
Those first 3 practices on 9 on 7, it is a game rep, full to the wall. We're coming. I'm no caution, no worry about my body.
Some first day in pads, dude. That's when
because offensive players, you feel like you have an advantage.
Yes, and that is when you that's when the nuts start to drop. That is the amount of trash talking that goes on first day of pads is undefeated. It's so much fun. I say fun. It's fun in the way that you have to force yourself to like it. Otherwise, you'll be driven crazy. You have to hype yourself up for the fight and for the battle. Otherwise, now, maybe by day 7, 8, it's 50, whatever. You're not as hyped on it, but that first day is always very exciting. Do you have any first day of first day of camp memories, Jake? Like, how do you think these Saints are feeling walking in today? I think some teams already started too.
Yeah.
I saw a pretty incredible Aaron Rodgers throw to Garrett Wilson. That was a pretty tight highlight yesterday. But do you have any first day of camp memories?
I mean, they're all kind of the same. I just remember the build up to camp mentally and what it was going to take. It's hard, like first day camp memories. Like, you really are not going to, at least in my experience, have core ones because of what we're talking about. Like, you're going to be in jerseys and shorts, and you're not really going to have, like, I certainly remember first pad practices, like when you go out there, like we're talking about. I remember the camp memory in college that always stands out to me is it was the first day of pads. It was old school two-a-days at LSU. I probably would have been going into my junior season, and like Ali Broussard was cramping up, JV was cramping up. Maybe I was a sophomore. I don't know. 4 or 5 running backs were out. IVs, salt tablets, whatever it was, and it was just me and Sean Jordan left. Like, that was it. I'm talking walk-on, scholarship, anybody, and we were rotating fullback, tailback because we were a 21 personnel team.
Yes.
And so we were just rotating over and over and over again, and it was miserable. And I remember Larry Porter lighting into the other running backs that dropped that day. Now, I mean, sometimes you can't control what happens, but he lit into them, and it took a while to recover from that day.
I believe that. I remember I remember practicing maybe with the old guys at some point, and being like, what the hell, I'm never going to make this. This is awful. I suck. And then you got to those younger guys practices for the first couple of days where you're like, okay, you know what? Actually, maybe I can have a chance on this level yet. In terms of like NFL memories, it was incredible. Like I said, I feel like I learned more in those few months of an off-season spin in St. Louis than I did in all 5 years of LSU. And unfortunately, that camp contains what I would say is probably, I mean, even more so than losing 21-0 in the Natty, my worst football memory. And the reason being is because 21-0 Natty sucked, but I didn't get to play. So it was like, so I didn't feel much personal culpability in the outcome because I was denied the chance to contribute. But like, I remember going into that 4th preseason game. Like I said, I was in a great spot in St. Louis. Starter been hurt all camp, so I was taking 2s reps the entire time.
Yeah.
Rotating with this other young guy who had been in the league maybe like a year, right? And basically we were competing over one spot and balled out game 3, like 14 knockdowns or something, right? Just kicked ass. And going into that 4th game, it was basically going to be whoever played better was going to get the job. And I even had old guys telling me like, oh, bro, you're going to I think you're in. Like, I think you're going to stick around. Like, practice what's and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I went out there, and I remember I wrote myself a note before the game, which I'd never done before, which was probably a sign that I was getting the tight butthole. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I went out there and I played the worst 13 plays of my life, both in terms of like the actual physical plays, but made mental mistakes that I normally never did. Even at one point, somebody went down on field goal. I should have been subbed in there. I wasn't. I had to run on the field late. I'd never done that in my entire career.
Yeah.
And so it sucks, man, but it was just a true choke job. And in a meat market like the NFL, that's the breaks, right? Like, who knows if I play well, maybe I get to stick around in practice squad, stick around on the roster for a year or two, something like that. Like, I don't think my ceiling was going to be anything great, but it still does bug the hell out of me that it's very tough to get over all that work that you put in, and you're right there on the edge, and then you fail at the end because you made the moment too big for yourself. Like, I really feel like that's what happened. Like, I would have loved, I should have, or would have loved to have more resources. Like you see a lot nowadays where they train guys to be a bit more mentally prepared to handle those big spots. So that sucks. That's still kind of bug. And I was talking to Axie about this weekend with Will, and it's like, the main reason why it bugs me is probably because it's just pure pride. Like, the money would have been great, don't get me wrong, but it would have just been very cool to say that you had at least made the NFL for like a year or two.
Right.
Just from a pure, like, I did this thing my entire life, and if even if it was only for a little bit, I reached that top echelon. And because like I don't miss the anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't miss the physical feeling.
Yeah.
I don't miss the long-term damage. I miss the fellas for sure. I miss the locker room, miss game days.
Yeah, it's the thing that you miss probably more than anything. I know for me, it is.
It's the boys and it's games, but it is that pride thing that I would have loved to be able to overcome. So look, if you're someone going into camp right now and you got goals, just again take them one day at a time and just focus on fall back on your training. Don't make the moment too big for yourself.
Now, and you're certainly not going to be the last first-year player to have that anxiety. I mean, I had some of that, but more of my anxiety came when I was going into, I guess it would have been year 5. Year 5, I just re-signed with the Chargers, but they had changed plans. They had changed kind of and I had been starter for 4 years, and I had just had my best year, hit all my incentives in my contract, and I signed back there thinking, let's run it back. And they kind of went a different direction because they knew that everyone was on the hot seat and they wanted to bring some different people in. So my role within the team completely changed, and I didn't realize that really till I got to training camp.
Damn.
And we're going into game.
Not even during OTAs and stuff?
No, not really.
Wow.
And then comes training camp, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, I've always, like, I'm rotating in, like, what's going on here? And we go into the preseason, and like, I'd always been a guy, I was out in the preseason. When the stars came out, like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that preseason, I was in all 4 quarters. And I'm like, oh man, this is not looking good for your boy. And going into game number 4 against San Francisco, like, I'm in there, and it's like the bomb squad. I'm like, God, I'm feeling sorry for myself. I'm like, what? I'm in year number 5. Like, I've been a starter. Like, I can't. There's guys that are undrafted free agents, and man, I was worried about all the other things, and like not going out there and playing well. And I, just like you, I played awful,
really
awful. Dropped a pass. Got too far up in the line of scrimmage on a protection. My guy ran around the corner, hit the quarterback, and it was just
I gave up a sack.
My
too.
mind was all over the place because I was feeling sorry for myself. I'm like, why is this? What's going on here? Instead of like, hey, go out there, do what you're supposed to do, go make the team. Maybe you figure it out later. I got released.
Yeah,
I got released after that, and without saying so, like Norv, like it was an emotional time. He's like, man, you were on this roster until like an hour ago. Like. It was surprising to me.
That's basically what Coach Boudreaux, the O-line coach, hit me with. Was like, what happened last night?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what happened. Like, what happened to you? And I just was like, Coach, I don't know. And that was that.
So it's not just year 1. I mean, it can go throughout your career, and you've got to. If you're not mentally focused on what's going on in the task at hand, man, it's a cruel game.
Yeah.
And one bad preseason game, game number 4, 13, that everybody says
the
doesn't
number
mean
will never leave me.
ish.
13 snaps.
Yeah.
13 snaps decided my fate. And coming off of what I had been getting, game 1 was a little shaky, pretty nerve-wracking. Game 2 was much better than game 3, was dominant, and then just fell apart in game 4. And you know who did it? The other guy, Tim. He did great. And he ends up on the team, and I think he ended up playing like 2 or 3 more years there. So shout out to him, man. Still kind of, again, bugs me from a pride standpoint more than anything else. Like, I still think in my physical peak, maybe I hang on a roster for a couple of years or something. I don't think I would have been like any consistent starter or anything. But man, it's crazy to think about. Them's the breaks. And look, even if you're a college player listening or something, like that's still the case for you. I mean, you're not going to get cut, but like playing time, you can still lose playing time in similar ways if you have a couple of bad days. So again, just focus up, trust the process, fall back on your training, and just keep your head down and work, man, and see how things are going to break. Day 1 of camp. Good luck to all those who participate and celebrate. When we get back, more Off the Bench.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Brown and the law offices of O.C. Brown. For more information, visit them online at occbrown.com. That's OSSIE Brown.com.
When you cook with love, it's gotta be good. Your special event catered at Ashley Manor or off-site with Louisiana Bayou Bistro. Your event never tasted so good. From crawfish balls to corporate events. Ashley Manor and Louisiana Bayou Bistro, making your special event something else.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Hunt Palmer. I'm with you all week long. Tune in tomorrow for Wednesday's show. We're going to talk a little fantasy football. Also, we're going to continue our talk of LSU and the New Orleans Saints. So tune in 1 to 3 p.m. here on 104.5 ESPN.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Jake, are you surprised to learn that Jamal Williams is 95th in the NFL's top 100, according to NFL Network? Trevor Lawrence at 96. Jamal Williams coming in ahead of Trevor
Jamal
Lawrence.
did lead the NFL in touchdowns last year.
Yeah, 17 TDs is no joke, man.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't care if they're all 1 yard. That's tough.
Still, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's surprising. Trevor Lawrence is that low, more than Jamal's 95th.
That's true. You had Devontae Smith at 100, DeMarcus Lawrence 99, Tristan Wirfs 98, Harrison Smith 97, Lawrence Williams, McLaurin 94, Eric Hendricks 93, Marlon Humphrey 92, and Dalvin Cook 91. Who remains? Is Dalvin Cook unsigned?
Yeah,
not signed.
Yeah, unsigned. Yeah.
He's going through domestic violence case.
I don't think any of the free agents running backs have signed yet, have they?
No, we talked about it yesterday. Leonard, Zeke, Dalvin Cook,
Kareem Hunt. Like it's a good list, but
Marshawn Lattimore checking in at 89. We only have 100 through 80 mentioned right now. Teron Armstead still checking in at 83. Shout out to him. Actually, 3 Dolphins in a row. Armstead 83, Tua 82. I'm surprised that Tua is that far ahead of Trevor. And then Christian Wilkins at 81.
He had a good year last year.
Yeah, for
Former Clemson Tiger.
Be interested to see how the rest of that list continues to shake out. Taylor, why am I hearing your voice in all these promos, dude? What do you think you're an on-air personality now? Huh?
Yeah, it's the Taylor Sharp show from 1 to 3.
Yeah, exactly. You wear one seafoam turquoise polo with a neon yellow trim, and all of a sudden you think you're a superstar, dude.
I mean, shirt looks good on me.
It looks like it's 2003. It's kind of funny. It looks like you listen to Dave Matthews more than any of us.
I don't.
No, I know.
Look,
But
I like the color.
You have, it's American Eagle, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand, there's nothing more Dave Matthews than American Eagle.
How come?
That and Abercrombie and Fitch.
Does Dave Matthews wear American Eagle?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But both were massive at the same time. Like, people wearing American Eagle and listening to Dave Matthews, that Venn diagram was like essentially a circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in the day. We need to get our boy some pooks. Just a couple puka shell necklaces.
I used to have some long
At least
time ago.
2.
That's what I'm saying.
Back when I was
in
in like 4th grade, I had them.
Bro, you get 2 of them things. Your wife, you come home. All I'm saying is you better have some bear spray ready.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're about to get eaten up. Now I'm saying looking like a snack. And puka shells on. Damn. Maybe a little frosted tips in the mix.
Well, I
Could we
mean,
interest you in some? I mean, you already are blonde.
Yeah, I don't know if the frosted tips would.
Now,
We
I
can
know
always
plenty
go
of
more blonde.
Yeah, I know blonde people that have done the frosted tips for sure.
We can always go. We can always go more.
I mean, we're
more
not
blonde.
that far away. Get you some Birkenstocks.
Yep.
A couple of puka shells.
Hell yeah.
And some sun in, and we're there.
We are. Sun in.
Yeah.
Y'all boys know about sun in?
I do. Yes.
You spray it in your hair and it makes it turn yellow. Basically. I remember really wanting to do it when I was younger, but I was denied long hair.
So I
and
actually
was
had to
denied
do
sun in.
it to keep my hair from getting like that orangish tint, because like I'm already blonde.
Yeah.
And like even now, like if I ever grew out my facial hair, it gets a little red, because like
are you an undercover ginger?
No, but like some of my my dad's
Yeah.
my uncle is, my dad's brother is, so it's like I guess it's kind of like
Switching your blood.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I had to do it to like keep it from getting more orangish in the sun, because I was already that light blonde.
Do you know, what does your family claim? Do y'all claim like Irish or Celtic descent or something
I
along
don't
those
know my
lines?
dad's side. My mom's side, where I get the blonde hair from, it's like 3rd generation Yugoslavia.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. You have a Eastern European facial
Yeah,
structure.
as far as my
say.
dad's side, I'm not sure.
I'm real into phrenology, the study of skulls in their shapes and how it affects personality.
Tell you what, I'll do one of the Ancestry.com things, and I'll let you know.
Well, that's the funny part about it is every time you get your DNA tested, what we actually learn is that how we stratify race is incredibly stupid, because everybody's just like a giant mixture of everything. And you got like percentage points here, percentage points there. Like nobody's just like just one thing. I don't know. And then we sit here and we're like, oh, but black and white, it's very clear. Like, no, not at all. When you get down to the DNA level, like obviously not at all.
I've never done one of those.
I never have either. I would be shocked. Like my old man has traced our genealogy back to the 2 Hebert brothers, Antoine and Etienne, that came over from France back in the day, and traced the Hebert name lineage. But within that, your DNA can still get really, really funky.
What's the best one? Like, which one is the best one?
Site? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, because they got Ancestry, you got 23andMe. There's another one out there. Ancestry is the most well-known, I would think.
Okay.
So maybe that one.
I don't know. And then people are always like, you shouldn't give your DNA to, but I mean, whatever. We've already lost the fight, guys, right? We talked about it earlier. AI, temperatures, Black Mirror, it's all, it's all here. Let's just ignore it and talk about college football.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to kind of cope, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Go Tigers.
Tigers should be awesome this year. The Big Ten does not do a media poll the same way that the other conferences do, but Cleveland.com does do one, and they talked to a bunch of Big Ten reporters. And Michigan, finally. And this is something LSU could do. If LSU goes out and beats Alabama again this year and handles the West, maybe LSU reaches this point as well. But Michigan, after beating Ohio State's ass back-to-back years, both in bad weather in the big house and in perfect weather in the shoe, right? So really proving it, beating the hell out of him. Michigan getting the benefit of the doubt by an overwhelming majority here. 27 first-place votes for Michigan compared to 8 for Ohio State and 2 for Penn State when it comes to how the East will finish. The Wolverines finally earning their nut.
Yeah, and I mean, right there and sitting on top of the Buckeyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah. They deserve it. I mean, they're right now, I said yesterday, for me, it'd be Georgia, Michigan, LSU. That'd be the top 3 teams in the country for me. And so they deserve to be in that position. And I'm not surprised that it was 27-8. Penn State getting 2 votes. I'm not surprised by that. Penn State's a really good football team. And I think that Drew Aller, quarterback now, is going to be better than Sean Clifford at quarterback. And we know what they have in the backfield. So that's 3 championship caliber teams there coming out of the East. Now, for the West, I didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't sure. Wisconsin getting 20 votes, going from what they've always been to Phil Longo in the air raid. Now, Flynn did say it's easier to go from pro style to the air raid than air raid to pro style, but still, there's question marks there. Iowa, I mean, just score something. That's not on defense. Offensively score something. So the West obviously is lagging far, far behind the East because you're talking about 3 true, I think, college football playoff, if they won something significant, would not surprise me teams.
Wait, say the last sentence again. My brain.
I'm saying not just Michigan, Ohio State. If Penn State went to the college football playoff and won something, that would not surprise me.
No,
They're
I
that
agree.
kind of roster.
I agree. I mean,
they were 11-2 last year.
Yeah, exactly. Last year they rolled through the rest of the Big Ten.
And
they just
bullied Utah in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
which Utah doesn't get bullied, but they did.
And they got the hell beat out of them by Michigan, which isn't a good sign. But they were pretty frisky with Ohio State. That was a game where they had a lead entering the 4th, and then Ohio State through a couple of turnovers and everything suddenly just you looked up and suddenly they're down 15. But that wasn't really indicative of maybe how the game went. Gotta be a bad feeling to be a Michigan State fan here, Jake. I mean, even Maryland is being picked to finish ahead of you. Rutgers and Indiana behind, and you're paying Mel Tucker $9.5 million.
I mean, Maryland is not going to be a bad football team,
I like
but
Maryland.
still, to
Maryland.
your point,
I like Loxley.
You shouldn't be paying your coach what the top guys are getting, and you're picked 5th.
Is Talia Tungavaloa still the quarterback? Because he's super fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be great. But yeah, that's a bummer if you're a Michigan State fan. Like we said, Wisconsin on the other side, Iowa 2nd place there, as it should be. Minnesota getting 1 first place vote. Then Illinois, Nebraska, Purdue, Northwestern.
I think Illinois is going to be maybe not as good as they were a year ago, but they're going to be very similar to what they were as far as the style of football they play. They get another transfer quarterback in. Bielema just knows how to win in that conference. That goes a long way for me. So I would have them – I think I might actually have them at 2.
Unfortunately, even with the Jim Leonard pickup, which is massive, we all know Nebraska's finishing 4th in this conference, okay, and Illinois is 5th. And this is not even my Corn Hub bias coming through here. Nebraska has a quarterback. I think they have a better roster top to bottom, and I think they got a coach. You know what I do find to be fascinating, Jake? Luke Fickell and Matt Rule taking 2 completely different approaches. Matt Rule going to Wisconsin, inverting everything, saying, no, we're going to do air raid, do this, do that, done.
Yeah.
Luke Fickell going to Wisconsin doing that. Matt Rule going to Nebraska and saying, screw an agility drill. Okay, we're lifting heavy weights. Okay, we're going to be big, and we're going to have fullbacks, and we're going to play like tough corn-fed football. So you have two coaches taking over somewhat similar situations, but one is saying, no, let's flip everything, and the other is saying, let's get back to leaning into what our traditional strengths have been. I just kind of find it fascinating as kind of a strategy test case going forward.
It's what Illinois did last year. I mean, 2 years because they built upon to get to last year, but like that's what they did. They were bigger, they were stronger, and they ran power and counter and kind of said, hey, we're going to run right here. Can you stop it? And they a lot of times couldn't because that's who they were. Defensively, they did the same thing. They were third in the country defensively. Now, they had some really good defensive backs, but up front, they're like, hey, we're just going to push the pile. We're going to stop the run, and we're going to use our defensive backs to stop the pass. And so you can do it. I mean, it can be done, certainly in the Big Ten.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for Matt Rule year one. See how my boy is going to do. When we get back here in OTB, more, sports talk stuff. But I do want to remind you to go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. It's hot out there. Don't get triggered. It's hot out there. Take control of your comfort zone with AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, who they say service to the highest degree. They mean that. And you will never be triggered when you're dealing with their customer service. It is unreal, y'all. Ask about the Star Club membership, generators. They got it all. AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. How's that AC holding up, Jake?
We're good.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, we're good.
Me too. Thanks to our friends over there at AccuTemp. It'd be miserable if it went out. So avoid those nightmare situations with AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. More to be next.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Here at Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we have in stock 2023 Toyota Tundras, and you can get $1,000 special edition bonus cash. $1,000 bonus cash. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-20.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. We'll get you an update from Saints training camp and the absolute latest from ACC and Big Ten Media Days. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. I guess those UAP government hearings are going down right now. So we'll be on the lookout for some... I hesitate to call them alien. We'll be on the lookout for some unidentified aerial phenomena news. Whatever that may end up being. Probably nothing, but maybe something, you know?
Are you hoping there's news?
I'll tell you this. I certainly believe in an infinite universe that there's life elsewhere out there, right? I understand and probably agree with the theory that mathematically it's essentially an impossibility that we would ever cross paths with other sentient life, because for various, pure size on one thing, also on a very long timeline of the universe history, we'd have to be matched up, at the same point in our progress as they would be in their progress. And like every civilization reaches a point where it can eventually destroy itself. We have nukes. Can we continue to avoid that and continue to advance and everything? So whatever. So I think, so I guess what I'm saying is I believe in the existence of aliens. Do we have contact? I find that much more skeptical about that. What I get scared of is when you see some of these videos where stuff's moving that seemingly define the laws of physics is that... Is that a technological breakthrough that somebody else has that the U.S. does not? Like the same way that the U.S. got to the nuke first and therefore was able to dictate the pace of the world for the past 70 years. What if somebody gets to like supersonic travel first, right? Or like essentially like teleportation or like anything that's like truly scientifically groundbreaking? You want to make sure that you're ahead of that curve. And I don't know that. We put a lot of resources in the military and research and everything, so I'd imagine that we're still in front, but I don't know that. And you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? Until America made the nuke, like there are other people kind of barking up the same tree, some that had said no to it if you're talking about the Germans. But yeah, then everybody will eventually follow suit. So that's what I fear more than like aliens or something, is some of this stuff just being some unexplained military breakthrough that another country would have.
Come on, Elon. Fix Twitter. Then fix our space program.
I did read that like X.com, market analysts say that like changing the name like that loses you something like, like 5 to like 20 billion or something in like brand recognition, which is pretty wild.
Damn.
Crazy. But, we'll see where that all ends. I can't pretend to know. T-Bob's main goal is to expand his corn hub reach across the universe. I guarantee in the same way that corn was at the center of bringing together the Native Americans and the Pilgrims, kind of like an alien type situation, really, if you think about it, first contact and all that.
Mm-hmm.
If aliens come on this earth, there would be no greater olive branch than some Nebraska sweet corn to immediately just welcome them to the planet.
I've always said that.
Yeah, I think everybody has. Nookie says we're already behind multiple countries in hypersonic missiles. Again, I don't know. I don't research it enough to know. I'm just saying that's kind of what my my fear is.
Well, we know what our poll is. Will humans make contact with aliens the next 1,000 years? I think that's a good sample size.
Okay. I mean, but you could also change it. Will humans be around for another 1,000 years?
Yeah, that's true. I think that'll be kind of understood with the question. Let's
we're
go
not
with that.
trending in the. I don't know if I love the trends that I'm seeing. Also, I'm still waiting for the. I think they call it the Westphalian Peace, which I don't know if Russia and Ukraine fighting breaks that, but basically this is the longest that we've ever gone without a major conflict between the big boys. And so we still have not had a big boy conflict in the nuclear age, and who knows how that ends. One of those things I would rather ignore and just talk about college football with. Much scarier even than the heat or anything else that we have touched on this morning. That is my biggest fear, without a doubt, is nuclear bomb.
Yeah. Yes.
I haven't even seen Oppenheimer yet. But I mean, we've been there, dude. I mean, it was a Russian soldier was ordered back in the 60s to fire and very famously ignored the order, and it ended up being a bad order based on some false information, right? You had the Joint Chiefs of Staff telling Kennedy to nuke Russia and Cuba and basically calling him a wuss for not doing so. So we've been to the brink a few times before and barely managed to avoid it.
Shout out JFK.
Yeah.
Ethical decision.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, hopefully, I guess the positive side of that would be, okay, we're 2 for 2 on human beings being like, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy. So hopefully you can keep that going, right? Yeah. Putin, chill. It's all good, dude. Relax. Brian says, my space has crafted Area 51 many years ago, snuck away before the military arrived, and placed a bet to the Stardust Casino in Vegas. Okay, Brian, I was wondering how you stayed in such good shape all these years. Not human. That makes a lot of sense. Egotter says, how would we be behind in military tech when we outspend everyone by like double? Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't know. And then I think it's very easy to find, if you want to just comfort yourself, to be like, well, we don't know what they're really working on, right? And like, I'm sure we have the lead. I hope so, certainly. The Sean Ryan podcast had a guest recently that worked in Antarctica and said the USA had technology that Americans would freak out about if they knew about it. Good interview. Ooh. It sounds up your alley, Mario. Sounds a little spicy.
I know U2 did a concert in Antarctica, and they're the only group to play all 7 continents.
I have a buddy who got invited to the Sphere, whose first concert is going to be U2.
Really?
He got invited to the first concert.
Oh, and he's going 100%, right?
Yeah, I think that's what we said.
Jeez.
I mean, we were like, dude, you got to go. I mean, you have to go, right?
Would you go?
Invite you? Yeah.
Well, you don't like the Sphere.
No, I don't like the Sphere. But because I don't like the Sphere because it's a sign of the end times, clearly.
Okay.
But if the world's going to end, you might as well see the Sphere first, right? I mean, it's pretty crazy. Coming up next, do some Ask the Bench.
OTB, OT.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. Flat rate pricing. You're not going to find a better deal in the entire galaxy than you will Central Plumbing. Okay, great warranty worker, but it's licensed not insured with 50 years of experience. I mean, they've seen they can fix it all, even if you've got an old house with character, whatever the case may be. And it's not just residential, commercially. If you need your plumbing needs met, there's one answer. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Go to the website that T-Bob gave you a couple times there, and you'll see what he's talking about. Remember, it's not only in emergencies. Now, 24/7 does mean 24/7, so they can help you anytime that you make that phone call. But if you are looking to upgrade at your home or your business, they can certainly come in and they can do that. Go tankless today with a tankless water heater. Never, literally never run out of hot water. Doesn't matter if you got the dishes, the laundry, showers all going at the same time. 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Rev Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore and down the bayou to the coast, all to connect your business with the world. Rev is about big business technology with small business personal service, powerful solutions, unmatched local service. Rev Business.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile.
Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Hunt Palmer. I'm with you all week long. Tune in tomorrow for Wednesday's show. We're going to talk a little fantasy football. Also, we're going to continue our talk of LSU and the New Orleans Saints. So tune in 1 to 3 p.m. here on 1045 ESPN.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kurtz Light, Busy Heart, Children, Light Sky, Blue Moon, Light Sky, such a sweet. Ask the Bench, what's your favorite nut?
You.
Buckeyes.
Cashew.
You're a nut.
Easily. Oh, I get it.
Like person that you would call a nut or an actual nut? My favorite
however you
nut
want to
is
interpret.
Gary Busey, but I also like peanuts.
That's a great one, actually. I can get behind that. Love Gary Busey.
Where did the phrase peanut gallery come from? Was there like a gallery of peanuts and they were stupid?
No,
like,
I've looked this up before
It's a
because
good
I say
question,
that,
actually.
and my wife's like, what are you talking about?
Ask the Bench, favorite kind of bagel? Everything bagel.
Cinnamon
With
raisin.
a schmear.
one with cream cheese. Basic, but good.
But like a plain bagel? Like
Yeah,
what do you get?
Plain bagel, strawberry cream cheese.
Yeah, plain bagel.
what I
with,
like.
Plain bagel with cream
I
cheese.
mean, everything bagels are better than plain, though.
Peanut Gallery. the top gallery in a theater where the cheaper seats are located. A group of people who criticize someone often by focusing on the details that do not matter to the end cause.
Sounds a lot like a lot of football fans.
Yeah. That's why they say no comments with the peanut gallery. Ask the bench. You're asked to talk to aliens on behalf of all of humanity. What do you say? No corn dog.
Who's their favorite SEC team?
Yeah.
That'd be my question.
I would say here on planet Earth, it just means more. Okay? So be careful. That's all I'm saying.
You could say that.
Y'all have never been through the rigors of an SEC schedule.
Nah, their technology's way advanced. They're going to be able to claim an SEC title somehow.
That's true.
I can't comprehend how, but they will be able to.
Well, maybe they've already been on Earth, right?
Yes.
Like maybe Stetson Bennett is an alien. He is the MFer that wasn't real in that plane.
Well, Adam Silver runs the whole NBA, so.
That's true. He looks like a lizard person. Ask the bench, favorite movie about an alien invasion? Mars Attacks.
Ooh. Men in
No,
Black.
I'm just kidding.
Men in Black.
Mars Attacks is good, though.
Yeah, Mars Attacks is fun.
It's
Very
a deep
fun.
cut. Ooh, what'd you say, Taylor?
Men in Black.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that whole franchise.
I mean, I would probably take Men in Black over Independence Day, actually, if I'm being honest, for my childhood. And Alien is not an alien invasion, so it's not that. So, yeah, okay. I could jive with Men in Black for sure.
Men in Black.
I mean, technically,
I like Signs a lot, too.
Ooh. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one, actually.
Ask the bench, if aliens asked us to take them to our leader, who would you take? Like, who would you give to aliens as our leader? Somebody said Danny DeVito. Somebody else said Keanu Reeves.
I was going to go Tom Cruise.
True. But then Tom's going to be like, Zeno, what's up? Like, oh, crap. Ron was right.
He's going to ride off with him.
This entire time. What the heck, man?
He's going to ride off with him while we blow up.
It's like it's all tense, and you see Tom, and you look at they're going to square up, and then they dap each other up, and it's like a wrestling heel turn, and then we all have to be ruled by Xenu.
I mean, wouldn't Thor be an alien movie as well? I mean, technically, he's not from this Earth.
He does invade the Earth. This is true.
Yeah.
Well, Superman too, then, right?
Yeah.
Superman more so than Thor, because Thor is technically a god.
Yeah.
But yes, Superman absolutely alien. Ask the bench, favorite kind of board game? I like all board games. I do find, though, I like the competitive ones for sure. I really love co-op board games, man. Something very fun about working together in a board game.
I liked Clue when I was little.
Hell yeah.
Clue.
Aren't they making a Clue movie, or did that already happen?
They've already made one.
They made one.
all-timer.
Yeah, it's very good.
They
Late
made
80s?
one. Yeah, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
Tim Curry and company.
He's the butler,
very, 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 very good movie. Let's see here.
Y'all got any thoughts about Tulane being picked to win their conference?
No,
First
that's
time
awesome,
in
though.
school history.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
From 2-10 to 11-2, and now picked to win the conference. Big time.
They got the juice. Playoff is
Big
expanding.
time.
They got more SEC titles than Texas A&M.
Oh, Arrival's really good too. I need the OTB crew to watch Arrival immediately. Arrival's really good. Not as fun as Men in Black though. Like if I was gonna rewatch one, I would actually rewatch Men in Black over Arrival. Shout out Denis Villeneuve. Favorite Jack Black movie? Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
School of Rock.
OTB. OT.
Patient Plus, urgent care. Patient Plus, UC.com, where you will always see the difference immediately when you walk in the building because you've never seen an urgent care this nice, right? They invest in the facilities, they invest in the technology, they invest in their employees. And who reaps the benefit of that investment? You do, because you get the top quality care for life's unexpected moments. You get in, you get better with Patient Plus. I love the digital profile system where it's a touch of the button to sign in. It's just wildly convenient. Trust me when I say, y'all, there's locations throughout the city right next to you. Open up constantly. Put in your Maps app, Patient Plus Urgent Care.
I think I'm going with Saving Silverman for Jack Black, but you should go with Patient Plus and PatientPlusUC.com because they are there for you when times are not convenient, right? There is a location that is near to you in the Baton Rouge area. So go ahead, find the location, go online, PatientPlusUC.com, get in and get better.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how